Father Ryan has won the toss and deferred to the second half. The MBA will receive the opening kickoff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you turn your attention to the north end zone, you'll hear the sounds of our bagpiper, Julian Gomez, from the class of 1986, as he leads the Irish onto the field. You'll notice something about our bagpiper's attire. Julian is wearing the full traditional outfit of a bagpiper, complete with a one-of-a-kind purple double Davidson plaid. This outfit was generously donated to the school in remembrance of Kevin Davis, class of '09, and the Davis family.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for tonight's opening prayer, delivered by Senior Kelby Getzinger. Kelby was inducted last spring into the St. Vincent de Paul Service Society, has attended 5 Father Ryan mission trips, and is a senior member of the Color Guard. Would everyone please remain standing and remove your hats
with the national anthem performed tonight by senior Spencer Pomeroy, a Holy Rosary alumnus and member of the show choir and the Purple Mask Players.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner give away for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You are looking live at Giacosa Stadium here on the campus of Father Ryan High School. Everybody, Lou Pickney and Billy Derrick with you here on the call as Father Ryan and arch rival Montgomery Bell Academy prepare to do battle. Father Ryan winning the opening coin toss, deferring to the second half as is their norm. Lining up the kickoff for Father Ryan, freshman Zach Wesnowski.
What a treat we have here tonight, Lou. One rivalry after the next. We had JP2 last week, MBA here tonight, and obviously Father Ryan trying to repeat history after 1997.
It was a spinning kick toward the near side, field at the 30, taken to the 35, past the 40, to the 45, to midfield. Father Ryan having trouble making a tackle, finally bringing down Cooper Maddox. And they'll set up MBA with good starting position in Father Ryan territory.
Cooper Maddox, a transfer from Father Ryan. He recovered a muffed kickoff versus MUS, so he's a very talented player for MBA, but here comes the Father Ryan defense taking on this MBA offense. MBA loves to run the ball. They love running behind Jackson Lampley. Very strong offensive lineman for MBA this year, and they will run it down Father Ryan's throats, but that's what Father Ryan likes. They love being physical. They love playing the physical type matchup.
For MBA, the challenge running the ball involves having their top two running backs out. Tay Munoz tore an ACL the first play of the game against Pearl Cone last week. Michael McGuire injured on first down. Ty Allen throws incomplete. Jackson Bird there on the defense for Father Ryan, intended for Jackson McFadden. Probably their best route runner, reliable receiver, but the Irish up to the task on that one.
Interesting to see here, NBA starting out the shotgun formation, not lining up in the I formation. Typically you see NBA almost start every single game in the I formation, but they start in the shotgun. They're trying to get Ty Allen in some good passing rhythm early in this game, but nice coverage there on the edge by Hunter Hopkins.
The three receiver look two to the far side on this 2nd and 10 for NBA, just underway, no score. Ty Allen's going to run it himself past the 40-yard line, a gain of perhaps 6 or 7 yards there for the Big Red.
after a passing play, they went with a quarterback draw for Allen, and he can run the ball. He has that capability. He's not necessarily a Seamus O'Connell type dual threat quarterback, but he does have the capability of running the ball, and this is now right here for MBA, a manageable 3rd down and 3. So it'll be interesting to see what they call here. Go with another quick slant pass, but in my mind, I would maybe run Ty Allen again.
Ty Allen running the ball was what MBA did 1 week ago at MUS when McGuire was injured, their second-string running back. So on this 3rd and 3, it's a handoff. Gets past the first down marker down at the 35-yard line. Brendan Harris, 5'10", 152-pound junior, will move the chains for MBA.
And as you mentioned, Lou, he is the 3rd-string running back for this Big Red team. And, the NBA is sort of in a, next man step up mentality for tonight's game. Whenever you have your 2 starting running backs out with injuries, it's always tough to be able to replace those guys. So, in a sense, NBA might have to start looking through the air here.
1st and 10, NBA. Ball at the Father Ryan 35-yard line, just underway here in South Nashville. The receiver in motion. They're going to tease the jet sweep. Allen will throw back to that receiver, complete.
Nice.
But a great tackle by Marcel Fogg to bring down Jackson McFadden. Although maybe a 2-yard loss.
That was number 6, Jackson McFadden, on the reception. And right before Ty Allen said hut, Max McFadden went in motion. Marcel had to follow McFadden all the way down the field. Marcel tracked him down, and Marcel Fogg made a tremendous tackle on McFadden. Marcel, he's the type of guy that is great in run support. He's gotten a lot better in pass coverage, but nice play there by Fogg.
Sets up 2nd and 12 for NBA, 10:05 to go first quarter, no score. Father Ryan and the Big Red. From under center, it's going to be a handoff. Only a couple of yards there at most for Brendan Harris.
And if you look at Brendan Harris, he is a junior, so you would think he has experience with this Big Red offense. He's only 5'10", 152 pounds, as you mentioned, Lou. So he's not the fastest back, but all NBA's head coach, Coach Uverard, wants him to do tonight is gain as much yardage as possible and not make any silly plays on offense, because that's all they need tonight for the Big Red.
12 seconds on the play clock as there's a discussion on the far sideline between Coach Uverard and the side official. We get a whistle.
Looks like they want to look it over a little bit with the coaching staff on 3rd and 9.
So it'll be a timeout NBA. We'll keep it here. 9:10 to go first quarter, just underway. For those of you just joining us, Father Ryan won the opening coin toss, deferred to the second half. NBA returned the kickoff past the 50-yard line, gained 1 first down, now looking at a 3rd and 9 at the Irish 34-yard line.
And Lou, I want to talk about something that we saw last week to begin the game against JP2. Father Ryan's defense was able to force a fumble, but early in the game, Pope John Paul II was really able to get their passing game going early. And tonight, that you cannot have that for Montgomery Bell, because all that will give the Big Red is confidence. And NBA both of these teams already have confidence heading into this game, obviously, but when you look at this Big Red offense, their strength is running the ball behind their offensive line. And if they get confident in the passing game, this could be dangerous for the Irish defense.
Worth noting, not only is their prime running back from the last game, McGuire, out for NBA, also right offensive tackle Ned Freeland out. He was actually a second stringer. And as a result, they had to shuffle things around to that right side. Quite the contrast from big number 75, Jackson Lampley, their left offensive tackle. So for NBA, you would think the temptation is there. If you're going to run the ball, try running it behind Lampley. Obviously, Father Ryan acutely aware of that as we set up this 3rd and 9. NBA goes often with a double tight end look. In this case, one of the big package, 2 receivers to the near side, I formation. The play fake, pressure from Boutte will flush Allen out, and he'll get maybe a 2-yard gain. Ty Allen brought down by this Irish defense.
And that was Nick Watson able to bring Ty Allen down. And as I mentioned, Lou, it's not as hard as you think it is to bring Ty Allen down. He's a nice runner, but he's not the type of guy like a Ben Nixon last week for JP2, where if he got loose, he was most likely going to get that first down. That's the difference between Ty Allen and Ben Nixon. So this is good news right here, getting a nice stop on 3rd down and forcing a 4th and 8. most likely a punt situation, but MBA could go for it here. Looks like they will.
Niles Gaddy did the game for Father Ryan, also David Ward. It's worth noting Ty Allen, the quarterback, is also their punter. Here's they're going to go for it here. It's a pitch to the near side. A flag is thrown. That's a stop well before the needed line to gain. So unless this penalty is against Father Ryan, it appears that it's not. It'll be a turnover on downs. A good start for the Irish defense.
And a great job of heading to the football in pursuit by David Ward. He is a younger player for this Irish team. He is a junior, and he's been getting a lot of playing time recently. Very nice play there by David Ward.
Running back in there, Sam Dugan, 5'9", 165 pounds. Did not have any runs, and I watched every NBA game they had, all four of them online. Unless he had an early run against Wooddale, he got clipped off the beginning of that one. That was his first carry of the season for NBA. So those running backs injuries that the Big Red have playing a role early. Father Ryan on his first offensive snap. It's a full receiver look. It is going to be hand off. Jackson Bird plowing forward. He should have the first down for Father Ryan.
Wow, what a run there on first down by Bird. He was able to stiff arm a defender, fall forward for the first down, and that's exactly what you want if you're an Irish fan, to get an early start on the ground against this very tough, stout NBA defense.
Irish quickly to the line. First and 10 at their own 43. 8-11 and counting. First quarter, no score. Throw is complete to Wyatt Rector right at the 50-yard line. Trying to gain maybe one more yard. This will be spotted as forward progress at the NBA 49-yard line. So a good throw right there. Seamus O'Connell getting the ball on target.
That was a nice throw, Lou. That was a tight spiral. Nice catch by Wyatt Rector. Rector has been a very consistent player this year for the Irish. Not too many drops. He had a big drop against BA, but he's got a chance to redeem himself tonight and maybe have a big game tonight.
2nd and 2. Be a handoff. And that's going to move the chains once again for Father Ryan. Jackson Bird slicing through that NBA front seven. And that's a stout NBA defense out there. Make no mistake.
It really is. They've got a guy by the name of Jackson Hanna that we are going to see all over the field tonight. He's number 34. He plays defensive end / linebacker. He plays that edge rush position, and he's also great in coverage.
1st and 10. The pass. O'Connell flush. Will throw intercepted. So the first interception of the game made by MBA. Finner Pollock is a starting corner. He had interception against McCauley, and he's got one against Father Ryan as well.
And you see here on the sideline, Coach Rector is not livid. He's not angry at Seamus O'Connell after throwing that interception. That's what you want. You want positivity here in the first half. After a mistake, you don't want to be chewing out your player. You want to tell him what he did wrong and how he can correct that the next play. And if you're Mr. O'Connell there, you just don't need to throw that ball. You need to either throw it on the ground in the vicinity of that player or throw it out of bounds. Tough break for the Irish, but let's see if the defense can make a stop.
So NBA on its second offensive possession of the game will start 1st and 10 in its own 42. It's going to be a handoff. Maybe a 3-yard gain on that one for NBA. Brendan Harris started at running back, despite being the number 3 running back on the roster for NBA to start the season, pressed into action due to injuries.
And the constant running plays by both teams, Lou, I think is an indicator of what type of game we might have tonight. I think it has the possibility of being a defensive battle. Obviously, at this point last week, it was already 7-0 JP2. So I think you can expect a big defensive battle tonight here at Giacosa Stadium.
Another big formation. One receiver will be sent in motion to the near side for NBA on this 2nd and 7 from their own 45. Making the handoff. Allen's going to go deep. Fog and man coverage. And the ball falls incomplete, intended for Clint Blackwell, who seemed to lose track of it. Looking around for the ball. But we have a flag on the play.
Blackwell must not have known the ball was even in the air, because that was going to be maybe even a touchdown for NBA if he was able to catch that ball. But as you mentioned, Lou, it is coming back.
So holding the call against Montgomery Bell Academy. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and it will repeat 2nd down. Real quick, I want to mention a couple of scores of interest. A couple of games that started a half hour earlier than ours down in Chattanooga. Ensworth and McCauley, last word, tied at 7. Baylor up 21-0 on JP2, team that came in here last Friday night and broke the hearts of the Irish. So 2nd and 23, they'll say, for NBA. Ball spotted between their 28 and 29 yard line. 6:31 to go, first quarter, no score.
And it looks like they're going to line up in the deep formation with the running back way back behind Ty Allen.
Trips receivers to the far side on this 2nd and 23. It's a handoff. Good tackle right there, a tandem tackle between Niles Gaddy and Jackson Bird.
And Jackson Bird has been all over the field this year for the Irish, whether it's been offensively at the running back position, defensively at linebacker. He's also the punter for this Irish team. Bird has been spectacular this season, and he's the type of player every high school coach wants on his team because he does everything, and he's consistent. He's consistent week in and week out, and there you see again, Bird making another tackle.
Interesting to note, both Bird and now Houston Crouch starting at inside linebacker, the two primary running backs for this Irish team. 3rd and 22 for MBA. 2 receivers to the far side. They move their tight end blocking purposes towards that far side, and they're going to roll Ty Allen out. Allen throwing way downfield, has a receiver open for a moment. Ball's incomplete. Bit of an overthrow there intended once again for Clint Blackwell. Hunter Hopkins on the defense for the Irish.
Yeah, that ball was just a little bit overthrown by Allen. He had his man, the receiver did, just a bit, but it was overthrown, and it's going to be 4th down here for the Big Red.
So presuming they will in fact punt it here. Back for the Irish to return, number 13, Quinn Warren. We'll await this punt from Ty Allen. It's a spinning end-over-end punt. He fielded with a fair catch at the Father Ryan 42-yard line. So fair catch made by Warren will set up the Irish pretty decent field position for their 2nd offensive possession of this game.
And typically, going back to that punt return, or punt catch at least, Nick Miller, who is out this week once again, he hurt his Achilles a couple weeks ago. But you know, it's always very difficult to see, not much less a starter, but your punt returner out. So you know, this could be a shaky situation for the Irish, but they are sending Quinn Warren out there to receive punts tonight.
It's a 3-receiver look for the Irish, 2 to the near side on this 1st and 10. NBA shows a outside linebacker blitz. They bring it, but Jackson Bird gets past that into the 2nd level for maybe a 6-yard gain. I'll say this about NBA's defense real quick. If they show blitz, they're not afraid to get up to the line of scrimmage and dare you to stop them on that one. As you mentioned a couple of times, Jackson Hanna, their very dangerous outside linebacker, able to bring pressure from that edge. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, no score, Father Ryan and Montgomery Bell Academy. Father Ryan trying to beat NBA for the first time since 1997. That's another handoff. Jackson Bird, maybe 2 yards on that one. Interesting to note for NBA, Reese Rutherford is one of their key defensive players in there. 5'11", 180, playing nose tackle. It's remarkable. He plays very well. I watched all of his games. The Irish on 3rd and 3 now. The ball at their own 49-yard line. NBA teases the inside linebacker blitz. It's going to be a throw to the far side, director complete. He'll probably lose 3 yards on that one as NBA was up to the task. Good job on the stop. Gordon Pollock, the starting strong safety. He got banged up against both McCauley and MUS, but a tough guy. Got back into the game in both of those cases, and he made the stop there for the Big Red.
And what you're seeing here early in this game, we've got 4 minutes left until this first quarter's over, and the clock has rarely stopped. It's maybe stopped 2 or 3 times because of how just, you know, back and forth defensive battle this game is tonight.
Jackson Bird does everything seemingly for this Irish team with a punt. Received at the 19-yard line, a fair catch made by NBA. So a good job by Bird to pin NBA back within its own 20-yard line. Cole Kreider with a fair catch there for the Big Red.
And you have Father Ryan once again starting on defense for another possession. The ball will be lined up, and it looks like, it looks like the 18-yard line. So this has been good field position for the Irish defensively. Let's see if they can keep Montgomery Bell Academy in their own field position and see if they can force a turnover. An interception or a fumble would be tremendous right now for this Irish defense.
McFadden and Blackwell, the 2 receivers on the near side on 1st and 10. It's a handoff for NBA. Looking forward for a moment. Maybe a 3-yard gain. Stopped by Anthony Wright. Sophomore safety getting in there. Kind of that safety linebacker hybrid, the way he is used.
As small as Brendan Harris may seem to be, he is a tough runner, and he has been gaining at least 3 to 4 yards a carry tonight. And if I'm Montgomery Bell Academy, I keep handing it to Brendan Harris because he's been very productive, and this offensive line for the Big Red has been able to get a lot of push.
Again, 2 receivers to the near side, a double tight end look for MBA on this 2nd and 5 as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. See a flag come down. It's a completion. We're going to wait and see what the call is here.
I wasn't able to catch what the call was initially, but it looks like Marty Uverard is talking to the far official on his sideline and doesn't look happy.
NBA's already had a penalty issue in this game. Father Ryan makes some substitutions on defense. David Russell coming to the sidelines, spelled by Niles Gaddy. Something to note with NBA, they do not have very many players at all that play both sides of the ball, unlike Father Ryan. So time will tell if that ends up being something that will go the Big Red's way when this game continues to play out. 3:01 to go first quarter as we await the...
The call is pass interference against the offense.
So it's offensive pass interference there for NBA.
And if I'm Uverard, I see why he's unhappy, because offensive pass interference, especially at the high school level, is very seldom called. You almost never see it called, especially on a first down conversion. So this is a break here for the Irish.
2nd and 15, they'll say, on the time they march the ball back to the NBA 14-yard line. Again, a 2-receiver look for this NBA team. McFadden and Blackwell. Double tight end set, 1 running back deep. It's going to be a handoff. And he may have lost a yard or 2 there. Harris on the carry.
Carry by number 26, Brandon Harris.
Nice job of stacking up Brendan Harris on that play. Boutte in there. You saw Austin Crow make the tackle as well. And whenever you see gang tackles like that, it's always good because your guys are rushing to the ball on the defensive front.
Approaching 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Father Ryan and NBA. It's been a grinded out game thus far. Not surprisingly, given the way both these teams operate. Again, a 2-receiver look, 1 on either side this time for NBA on 3rd and 15. Ty Allen, play action. It's going to throw deep. Has a receiver right there.
Incomplete.
And it does fall incomplete. Intended for Jackson McFadden, but Hunter Hopkins right there with him. Even if he would have caught the ball, I believe he had stepped out of bounds before the ball arrived.
And after that play, Coach Uverard talking to the ref again on his sideline. Looks like he was pleading for a pass interference call, but certainly looked like no contact was made. Nice coverage by Hopkins. Hunter Hopkins and Marcel Fogg have played tremendous so far here tonight, and hopefully they will continue that because last week against JP2, I'm going to say it here first, this secondary for the Irish was exposed.
A late player comes on for Father Ryan. As the punt is picked by Allen. Fair catch called for and made at the 47-yard line of NBA by Warren. So Quinn Warren will set the Irish up with its best field position of the game.
And go ahead.
Or say starting field position. Go ahead.
Yeah, and this is an interesting game, Lou, because of the fact that both of these defenses, I've mentioned, they have great linebackers and great defensive fronts. But I think that the difference in this game could be the play of both secondaries. Which secondary plays better? Because both teams are going to run the ball effectively. You've already seen NBA with the young kid, number 26, Brendan Harris, and then Jackson Bird obviously will have his carries for Father Ryan. So the secondary could be the X factor tonight.
Seamus O'Connell, the quarterback in the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 to either side on this 1st and 10. Says, O'Connell keeping. He should have handed it to Crouch. Instead, he'll be tackled by a gang of Big Red players for a big loss.
And Seamus O'Connell tried to, it looked like he was a read option play. He was either going to hand it off to Crouch or fake it and run. As you mentioned, Lou, he probably should have handed that to Crouch because Crouch, he wouldn't have lost 4 yards on the play. He probably would have gained at least 1.
A minute 30 and counting first quarter, no score. Father Ryan is going to get 2nd and 14, the ball. The nose right on the 50. O'Connell out of the shotgun. Or it was down the middle of the field where absolutely nobody was. Falls incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and 14 coming up for the Irish.
That pass was way over the head of the intended receiver, Evan Ruers. And even if that pass was on target, Ruers might have been, the pass might have fallen incomplete, and Ruers would have been hit hard because he would have got that ball right in the middle of the field. And the Irish don't seem like they will be in any type of hurry.
On 3rd and 14, it's a 5 wide receiver look. O'Connell out of the shotgun, 3 receivers to the far side, and we have a flag.
Father Ryan offensive lineman jumped early.
So false start for the Irish. Father Ryan going in the wrong direction. Instead of 3rd and 14, now they're looking at 3rd and 19 late in this first quarter.
Very inefficient possession here for this Irish offense. You would like to see that handoff for Crouch gain at least 2 yards, but instead Seamus kept it and lost 4. And then you have another penalty here on 3rd down to make it 3rd and 19.
Seamus from the gun. MBA only brings 3. The ball's tipped and will fall incomplete. That might be a blessing in disguise for Father Ryan that Gray Irwin not able to bring it in. And a defender ready to tackle him, possibly for a loss. So that stops the clock. 1:14 to go first quarter. No score, Father Ryan and NBA.
Irwin was almost able to catch that ball after it was tipped on by one of the NBA's defensive linemen. That would have been a great effort of a catch, but instead 4th down and another punting situation for Bird.
Jackson Bird, running back, inside linebacker, and punter. Does
And
not
it's
get a
shanked.
good one there. It was shanked. That's a live ball. You guys might be paying attention to it. Finally, Bird's going to pick it up. That may have been a negative 2-yard punt, if I'm reading this correctly. The normally reliable Jackson Bird had that one go the way of the NBA Big Red on that one. Just shanked it. No 2 ways to put it.
Yep, I mean, that happens every now and then, but this is not the situation you want it to happen in, because NBA, they get the ball in Father Ryan's field position at the 43-yard line. So, this is not what you want if you're Father Ryan, but this defense has been able to make stops tonight. And as the first quarter winds down, you don't need a score heading into the second quarter from this NBA offense.
Harris is in at running back. Ty Allen, the quarterback, in the shotgun as they bring a receiver in motion. Tease the jet sweep. We have a flag, though, as the play is blown dead.
Dead ball penalty. It is a
false start against NBA. Penalties called on both teams in the last minute or two for a false start. So instead of 1st and 10, it will be 1st and 15 for NBA. And they're going to mark it, appears, at the Father Ryan 49-yard line.
An interesting tidbit that I've noticed here in this game, Lou, I'm not sure if you have, but after every single play, Ty Allen goes all the way to the sideline to get the call from Coach Uverard, runs back, and right here with 20 seconds left on the play clock, he still has time to line up his offense and set it up. But I thought that was just interesting how he has to run all the way over to the sideline before every play.
And a very tight formation on this 1st and, we'll say, 16. 1st and 15, really. Allen will keep it himself to the near side and be tackled after maybe a 2-yard gain. Look at Ben Smith in there on the tackle.
David Russell and Ben Smith in there in the tackle for the Irish. David Russell, a very talented player here in 2017 for the Irish. And when you look at this defensive front, you have a lot of depth to look forward to, not only this year, but in the future for Father Ryan football.
2nd and 14, approaching the 32nd mark of this first quarter. No score, Father Ryan and NBA. It's 2 receivers to the far side for the Big Red. Ty Allen, play fake, stares down his receiver, throws, and it's complete right by that 1st down to gain marker.
And that was Jackson McFadden on the reception. He ran a nice out route after the play-action play. Marcel Fogg was in coverage. He did as much as he could to try to bat the ball down, but McFadden had just as small a step as you could on Marcel Fogg, and that's a 1st down for the Big Red.
He marked the ball at the Father Ryan 33-yard line. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score between the Irish and the Big Red. Pair of receivers to the near side. And again, that double tight end look. Ty Allen will go under center. 1 running back behind him. 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff at far side. Finally forced out of bounds after a 7 or maybe 8-yard gain. Sam Dugan getting his first action that I've seen from watching all the NBA game film in this one, and NBA's best traditional style rush on that one is, let's say, he picked up 8.
And Lou, after seeing Ty Chandler last year this Big Red faithful, they've been spoiled. They know they've been spoiled over the past 3 to 4 years with Mr. Chandler, but now it's sort of back to reality. You know, you've got a great offensive line, and it seems like if you had any single running back there, he would have a nice yardage gain on almost every play.
2nd and 2 for MBA. It's a handoff. It's going to be close. It will depend on the spot. Father Ryan right there to wrap up the running back on what would probably be the last play of this first quarter.
It looks like they'll spot it at the 23. First down marker, and that's going to be a first down.
So they'll move the chains. 1.3 seconds on the clock, and they'll wind that, and that will almost for sure be the final play. And indeed it is as we go 0-0. So after one, Father Ryan and NBA no score will be right back here on ATW Sportscast.
Mark it down on your calendar now. Join us next Friday on September 22nd for Homecoming Evening Irish Style. Father Ryan will host the 5th annual Pride in the Pit barbecue contest, open to everyone in the Father Ryan community on Friday, September 22nd at 5 p.m. before the 7 p.m. kickoff against Ravenwood. There will be celebrity judges, including Channel 4's Rudy Kalis, Channel 2's Stephanie Langston, the class of 1998.
Start the second quarter here momentarily. Father Ryan and NBA here at Giacosa Stadium on the campus of Father Ryan High School. Speaking of Father Ryan's campus, open house for prospective students and families to be held here Sunday, October 22nd, 12:30 to 4 p.m. right here on campus. This event, an opportunity for families to get an introduction to everything that Father Ryan has to offer. Open house events open to any family that is interested in learning more about Father Ryan High School and the wonderful Catholic education their child can receive here at Father Ryan. Always look forward to welcoming students and their families to campus. For more information, go to the website, fatherryan.org/events. Lou Pickney and Billy Derrick with you here. It's Father Ryan and NBA. Old football rivalry renewed once again. The Irish try and break a long losing streak against the Big Red. No score in the first quarter, but NBA now 1st and 10 at the Irish 23.
Allen will be under center, 2 receivers to the left.
Dugan at running back. They're going to hand it to Dugan. He has a hole. Bounces off one defender. I'll get maybe a 4-yard gain on that one. Here that Irwin had a chance at it momentarily. Russell and being credited with a tackle, so it's like 2nd and 5 now. 11:40 to go second quarter. No score, Father Ryan and NBA.
And Mr. David Russell appears to be already all over the field tonight. Junior here at Father Ryan, 6'2", 225. So he's one of the bigger players on this Irish defensive line, and he has the potential. He is one of the very few players on this Irish team with D1 potential.
2 receivers to the far side, but it's a handoff up the middle. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage at best. Jackson Bird on the stop. Carry made by Brendan Harris as NBA tries to rotate. And again, for those of you just joining us, NBA without the top 2 running backs that had coming into the season. Munoz, torn ACL against Pearl Cone. Michael McGuire, injured on a cheap shot against MUS. Really sad to see that. No place in the game for what happened on that particular play last week. So NBA playing with 3rd and 4th stringers at running back. 3rd and 5 for the Big Red, 10:40 and counting second quarter. Taking the handoff, Ty Allen's going to roll to the far side, throwing complete to the tight end, and that should be enough for a first down. Joshua Merriweather, the 6'2" junior, hauled it in, and indeed that will be enough for an NBA first down.
Merriweather's a nice target for this NBA offense. And Lou, after seeing that play fake, I thought number 26, Brendan Harris, had the football. I thought he was handed the football by Ty Allen. Ty Allen rolled to the left. He was able to find his target, number 81, Merriweather, and that was a nice reception, nice completion for the Big Red.
Jackson McFadden out of the game, subbed by Ty Herbstreet. First just going to line up on this near side. They're going to put Dugan out wide as well. It's out of the shotgun. Ty Allen's going to run it himself, slowed up temporarily. A couple of Irish defenders get him. Had trouble bringing him down, finally make the tackle. Ended up grinding his way to a few yards on that one.
And on that play, Marcel Fogg was left on an island with 2 Montgomery Bell Academy receivers. I'm not sure if the camera caught that, but Marcel was trying to yell at his fellow linebacker, Anthony Wright. But luckily, it was a running play that could have been very dangerous for the Irish.
2nd and 8 for MBA. They have the ball, the Irish 9-yard line. If they get down to the 1-yard line, they could get a fresh set of downs. Obviously, the Irish will do their best to stop that. It's a 3-receiver look for MBA. Out of the shotgun, Allen stares down the receiver. He's going to run with it to the 5, toward the goal line, powers his way in, touchdown, Montgomery Bell Academy.
Great job by Ty Allen, just being strong. I mean, that is just brute strength by Ty Allen, willing his way into the end zone. And it's always tough when you get a guy who rolls out to his left, and he's looking at his receivers, and then he decides to tuck it and run. And it's 6-0 Big Red here early.
The kicker for Montgomery Bell Academy, Alex Massaud, he's got a pretty strong leg, decent accuracy from what I've seen. Clean snap, clean hold, and the kick splits the uprights and is good. So with 9:14 to go here in the second quarter, your score, NBA 7, Father Ryan 0. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast.
Your score, NBA 7, Father Ryan 0. And now for tonight's history question. In honor of our guests from the 1997 state championship football team, the Irish have claimed 3 state football titles in our history.
9:14 to go, second quarter. NBA first to strike in this game after a scoreless first quarter. Ty Allen on the QB keeper ran it in. Extra point made it 7-0 NBA. Hey, coming up 1 week from tonight, I know a lot of alumni are in the house. The class of 97, or the 97 championship team here. I know the 92 team as well, but 1 week from tonight, homecoming. Ravenwood will be here. A good Ravenwood team. We're very excited to have the 5th annual Pride in the Pit. I'll tell you more about that as this game progresses. 9:14 to go, second quarter. Father Ryan awaits the kickoff. This will be their first time receiving a kickoff in this game. They won the opening coin toss and deferred to the second half. And that's a high spinning kick. Fair catch called for wisely and made at the 30-yard line. Nick Ledoux, sophomore, savvy enough to knowing that you can call for a fair catch on a kickoff. Not everybody seems to know that at times, but certainly aware there, and that will set the Irish up at their own 30, 1st and 10.
And if he would not have called for a fair catch there, Lou, that could have been a dangerous situation, because if he drops it or if he continues to run, he probably would have lost about 3 to 4 yards, because NBA they were coming hard. And let's see if this Irish offense can bounce back. Seamus O'Connell and Jackson Bird here in offensively.
We'll send Bird in motion. They already have trips receivers to the far side. It's a throw to Bird over his head. Managed to get a hand on it, but fall incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now for the Irish at their own 30.
Early here, Seamus O'Connell, very inaccurate. We saw an inaccurate pass intended for Evan Ruers, and now we see on a simple screen pass, Jackson Bird may not have gained as many yards as this Irish offense may have wanted, but that would have been a solid play on first down.
It's a 4-receiver look for Father Ryan on 2nd and 10. Be a handoff ran towards this near side. Houston Crouch will be stopped close to the 35-yard line.
Number 20, Houston Crouch with the carry, tackled by number
What a hit by number 11, Gordon Pollock, the strong safety, coming up in run support. He was banged up against McCauley and MUS, but he's here. It looks like he has a brace on his right elbow, on his right forearm, but he made a nice hit there on Houston Crouch, but a nice gain for the Irish.
So Crouch picks up 5 yards, which the Irish needed there to set up 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 5 for the ball at their own 35-yard line. 9:01 to go, second quarter. NBA leads 7-0. It's a whistle's blow. Probably the best for NBA, or for Father Ryan, I should say, as NBA rips the ball away, but that's immaterial. The whistle had blown a false start penalty, so the 5 yards that Crouch gained, the Irish give right back, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
And not what you want if you're Coach Rector, Coach Tavo, the offensive coordinator. Instead of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. And at 3rd and 5, if you're the Irish, you probably would have been comfortable running it with either Crouch or O'Connell, but now you're in an obvious passing situation, and this has not been a situation the Irish offense has been comfortable in.
It's a play fake. O'Connell's going to scramble towards the far side and be brought down for a 3 or 4 yard loss.
just nowhere to run for O'Connell. He tried to roll out to the right. The edge was covered, and then he tried to cut it inside. And the defensive tackles that had brought pressure on him to the right side had already converged into the middle. And Seamus just not able to. Rough start here tonight for Mr. O'Connell. Obviously, he's making just his third start here for Father Ryan, but it's always tough if you're a younger kid in this offense.
Jackson Bird sky high with this one. Spinning punt will bounce, take an NBA bounce. Father Ryan will finally down the ball at their own 41-yard line. Jackson Bird, by and large, this season has had success punting, but he shanked his last punt, and this one did not gain nearly the yardage the Irish would have liked.
And hitting in here, we've got 8 minutes left until halftime. As we mentioned, Lou, throughout this game, this is going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Montgomery Bell leads 7-0, but let's see if this Irish defense can prevent this MBA offense from getting into the red zone here.
Brendan Harris, the running back. We have a whistle before the play. Father Ryan will take a timeout. Good opportunity real quick to talk about next week. Pride in the Pit, 5th annual, a big event, some great barbecue here. Father Ryan alumni, friends, family, come one, come all. So that's going to be Friday the 22nd, so 1 week from tonight, 5 p.m. That's before the 7 p.m. kickoff against Ravenwood in the homecoming game. Celebrity judges, the legendary Rudy Kalis from Channel 4, my all-time favorite sports broadcasters, Channel 2's Stephanie Langston, class of 98. Jim Wyatt, Titans Online, previously with the Tennessean for many years. Class of 84, Father Pat Kibbe, class of 73. Other judges, like Principal Paul Davis will be one of them as well, class of 81. So everybody welcome to sample the barbecue and enjoy it. It's $10 a person, $25 a family. Obviously, you're helping to support Father Ryan. In this case, all proceeds for the Father Ryan mission trips. That's coming up 1 week from tonight. NBA now begins its next offensive drive, 1st and 10 at the Father Ryan 41. Faking the handoff. Allen throws over the middle as a receiver. It's caught at the 21, brought down to the 16-yard line. Cole Kreider on the reception.
That's the type of play that we saw a lot last week with Pope John Paul II. Ben Nixon would fake that read option handoff and act like he would run, but drop back and hit the guy right in, not the slot, but he would hit him right down the middle of the field with a dart. And that was a perfect throw by Ty Allen, splitting a couple of the Irish linebackers. And just as I say, the Irish defense can't allow NBA into the red zone. On one play, the Big Red get into the red zone.
All at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. 8 minutes and counting, second quarter. NBA leading Father Ryan 7-0. The 3-receiver look. Allen out of the gun's going to run it himself. Past the 15, past the 10. They brought down close to the 5-yard line, and that's going to move the chains once again for NBA.
Strong running by Ty Allen. In the history of Montgomery Bell Academy quarterbacks, it seems like they've always had the ability to run the ball. And, you know, we've seen Marty Uberard's son, Cole Uberard, who is now actually a member of the Naval Academy playing for Navy's football team at the quarterback position. So he has moved on, but they don't regress at the position. Ty Allen is a great runner.
So 1st and goal from the 4 for NBA. It's going to be a handoff. Harris is going to punch his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Montgomery Bell Academy. So the Big Red up 13-0 with an extra point pending at the 7:25 mark of the second quarter.
This is tough. It's just a tough start here for the Irish, and now it's 13-0 for NBA. But we talked about this last week during the game. Bouncing back after adversity, that's exactly what the Irish have to do in this situation.
So it'll be Alex Saad going for his second extra point for the Big Red. With a high snap, good hold, and the kick is good. So with 7:25 to go here in the first half, your score NBA 14, Father Ryan 0. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast.
Hungry Irish fans, there's plenty of delicious food, burgers, pizza, hot dogs, popcorn, and chips, and plenty of refreshing drinks at our 2 concession stands, located near the scoreboard at the south end of the stadium and at the entrance to the field house. Now accepting credit cards.
special shout out to the guys behind the Crest who are broadcasting tonight and who cover a wide range of Father Ryan sports. The guys had the opportunity to interview UT football.
7:25 to go in the second quarter. NBA now up 14-0 on Father Ryan here at Giacosa Stadium. Second consecutive year for NBA to play here at Father Ryan, just the way things worked out with the scheduling as they ended a 2-year cycle last year and began a new one this year. So you had things like Father Ryan playing at Brentwood Academy back-to-back and hosting NBA and JP2 in consecutive seasons. So Mossad with the kickoff, another high spinner. Time to the far side. He fielded to the 25 to the 30. Out of bounds to the 26 or 27-yard line. Or perhaps the tackle made there near that far sideline.
As you look at Montgomery Bell Academy's sideline, they are all pumped up after that tackle made on Matthew Zito, who had the kick return for the Irish. But right now, as you look at the momentum for both teams, Montgomery Bell Academy has full control of this game. And if you're a Father Ryan fan, you have a little bit of concern in the back of your mind. But, you know, we've seen the Irish in these type of situations. I mean, we saw the Irish in this situation last year against JP2. They were sort of in this same situation as Montgomery Bell Academy. It was a little bit closer at this time. But let's see if this Irish offense can get back on track. They have to sustain a drive here on this possession.
So 4-receiver look on 1st and 10 for O'Connell in the pocket. Throws over the middle.
Nice.
And it's complete. A nice catch. And that's going to move the chains for the Irish. Quinn Warren, his first reception of the game.
That's exactly what you need. That was a nice play. Nice throw by Seamus. And when you're as small as Quinn Warren is, you're in the slot, you're able to sort of find creases in the defense.
Irish moving fast on 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff. Antonio Wright's trying to find some room. Managed to maintain his balance until he's finally brought down after a 4-yard gain.
That was a nice, strong run by Antonio Wright, the brother of Anthony Wright, who is a starting linebacker on the defense. Antonio Wright getting, obviously, he's one of the many strong running backs for the Irish. You have Jackson Bird, Houston Crouch, and now Antonio Wright. Will Lombardi played early in the season, but he does not seem to be getting action in the past few weeks.
Trips receivers to the far side for the Irish on this 2nd down and 6. O'Connell rolls to the near side under pressure. He's going to throw downfield. And it's incomplete. It was actually brought in by an NBA defender. They'll say he stepped out of bounds before he made that one. So the Irish dodge a bullet. Nick German broke up a 2nd down pass in overtime for NBA 1 week ago at Memphis University School.
Now, Lou, we are here at Giacosa Stadium. This is a high school game. If this is a college game, this play would be under review. And, you know, that would be a dangerous situation. If you're O'Connell, just throw the ball out of bounds where no one can catch it. Again, another dangerous throw by O'Connell.
I think that's what he was intending to do. He didn't quite reach his target. So 4 receivers on this 3rd and 6. He's going to run with it, take a hard hit, and be brought down at the Father Ryan 44-yard line, 6 yards shy of the first down to gain line.
And if I'm Coach Rector right here, I'm aggressive and go for it, and it looks like they will. The coaches for the Irish are contemplating this call, and they will go for it. They're going to line up in the shotgun with Antonio Wright in there.
Yeah, but watch it. This could be a punt, especially after the trouble Bird had.
Like
it will be a Seamus O'Connell punt. So I think a Father Ryan bounce after it hits at the 35, past the 30, and go out of bounds finally at the NBA 24-yard line. That was the case right there for Father Ryan. You take a look at it. Maybe you go, maybe you don't, but O'Connell with a good punt.
And Lou, we've seen so many negative plays tonight on the Irish sideline, but right there, that play, I think it's a positive momentum boost because you're sending NBA to their own 25-yard line with a chance, to force a turnover on the Big Red. This Father Ryan defense has not been very big on forcing turnovers, but right now would be a great time.
Interesting for NBA, their last 3 games with McCauley and Pearl-Cohn and MUS, it was an early turnover that put them in the hole in all those. None thus far tonight as a run to the far side. Forced out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Sam Dugan again on the carry.
And we talked about it tonight, Lou. If you look at these NBA running backs, Sam Dugan and Brendan Harris, very small guys, not the fastest guys, but when you have the chance to run behind this ginormous offensive line, behind a future Division I college football lineman and Jackson Lampley on the left side, you're going to gain about 5 yards a carry, and there's a penalty here.
So the Irish get the advantage on this one.
Back to the 17-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 18.
So we'll say 1st and 18 after the penalty. Trying to look down at 2 or 3 things at once, didn't see what the exact call was. But that gives MBA a much more difficult spot to work from their own 18, or from their own 17, 1st and 18. 5:52 to go first half.
It certainly does, and if you're defensive coordinator Scott Shaver and also on the staff Wade Privet, you're happy right now with where this defense is.
The 2 receiver look to the near side, but they're going to hand it off as Harris past the 30, diving towards the marker. Needed to reach the 35-yard line to get a first down. He may have been about a yard shy.
Right as I say that, Wade Privet and the defensive staff is probably kicking themselves in the booth. It's going to be 2nd and short for the Big Red offense.
So they will mark the ball at the MBA 33-yard line. 5 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the second quarter. MBA leading Father Ryan 14-0. And again, the double tight end set for MBA. 1 receiver to the near side. 2 running backs. Fullback and a halfback. Hand off to the halfback. And I don't think they got it.
And this stop by the Irish defense makes it an interesting call here on 3rd and 2. If you're NBA, you just saw a stop made on 2nd and 2. Do you go with the same play, or do you go play action and try to surprise this Irish defense with a quick throw?
A few options here for NBA on this 3rd and 2. Their own 27. Getting closer to the 5-minute mark of this first half. It's a 1 receiver look to the near side. The identical formation as last time. Will they try and repeat what they did? And on this play,
they'll play fake.
If it is a play fake, Allen towards the far side. He's going to be brought down for a loss. Good job, Father Ryan, getting in there on the stop. William Riley, I believe that was. Or I guess it was, let's say, Jackson Bird and others. So a good job team-wise for that Father Ryan defense. And down 14-0, they needed a stop. They got one. And now what you would presume is a punting situation here for NBA.
Back and forth. This game continues to go. Quinn Warren back deep. It looks like the Irish are all out and trying to block this punt in this formation.
That would be a game changer potentially for the Irish if they can get to him, but instead, end-over-end punt, fair catch called for and made at the 41-yard line by Warren. And that's where Father Ryan will start its next drive of this first half. So 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. I'm afraid to go to break again because Father Ryan gets to the line quickly. They try and get up there, size things up, and then sometimes go right with it. But for the moment, they're collected at the near sideline. They talk things over, manage to try and get fired up. A late score here in this first half would certainly be beneficial for Father Ryan. As you noted earlier, Billy, Father Ryan did trail NBA last year in the first half, 7-0 in that case. Irish came back to not only tie it up but take the lead. They led with less than 8 minutes to go before NBA pulled away. So 1st and 10 for the Irish. And it's going to be a handoff. Antonio Wright got maybe 2 yards on that one.
And if you're the Irish offense here, we've got 4.5 minutes left until we will reach halftime. You have to get some sort of points on the board, whether it's a field goal from the young freshman Zach Wesnowski, but you would much rather have a touchdown here. Either, however you can get it. You will take anything right now if you're the Irish offense.
So again, a 4 receiver look for this Irish team. It's a fumbled snap. And O'Connell's going to get thrown to the turf. Not a good play for Father Ryan. And now the Irish are looking at 3rd and long. And it was Jackson Hanna you talked about before, how dangerous he is coming off of that edge. An outside linebacker blitz threat. And he blew up the play there for NBA.
And it seemed, it appeared to be like Seamus O'Connell was awestruck in Jackson Hanna just being right in his face as soon as he took the snap. He wasn't even able to catch the snap because Hanna was heading right for his face, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
3 receiver look for the Irish. O'Connell's going to roll toward the far side, trying to find somebody open under pressure. Evades one defender, is finally tripped up. The ball comes out after he hit the ground. So Father Ryan going in the wrong direction late in this first half, and it looks like they're going to have to punt once again.
Yes, Lou, that is right. And, it's not what you want to see if you're an Irish fan. You've got 3 minutes, 13 seconds left until halftime. and you would love to see a deep punt for once by Jackson Bird. You're used to seeing the high spiraling punts that hang in the air, and you never know which way it's going to bounce. Hopefully we can pin MBA deep here.
Cole Kreider back for the return. It is a deep kick spinning. Kreider has to step back to field at his own 29. He will. Gets it to the 35. Goes towards the far side to the 40. Finally wrangled down at the 45-yard line by the Irish. Oh, that was David Ward. I saw an 8 in there. I think that may have been him. But a decent return after a long kick by Bird. NBA has the ball, 2 timeouts, and 2:46 to go here in the first half, and a 14-0 lead, I might add.
And if you're the Montgomery Bell Academy coaching staff right here, you have some choices. If you want to be aggressive and take a 3-touchdown lead into halftime, you could try to pass the ball deep down the field with Ty Allen and your receivers. But if you want to play conservative and play the smart way, you would most likely, want to go on the side, lean on the side of running the ball. And that's what I would do. I would play the conservative side because you never know what's going to happen when you elect to throw it through the air.
1st and 10 for NBA at their own 45-yard line. They will run it here. Slipping to the outside. It's a first down to the 40, out of bounds to the Father Ryan 35-yard line. Sam Dugan, for somebody that didn't play at all, at least from what I saw in the first 4 games, he is making the most of his opportunities tonight. With Michael McGuire, the very talented running back who was injured last week, not in there tonight for the Big Red.
Sam Dugan is showing this Montgomery Bell Academy coaching staff what he has and what he's capable of doing. He will come out and be replaced by number 26 Brendan Harris on this play, but Sam Dugan has shown up tonight, and he is a determined runner for this Big Red offense.
That's big. When I saw that McGuire was in street clothes before the game, I thought it would work to Father Ryan's advantage. He's a great running back, don't get me wrong, but Dugan has proven up to the task. So 1st and 10. Tylen's going to keep it himself. Be flung to the ground by Jackson Bird after maybe a 4-yard gain.
Wow.
What a late flag.
Yeah, this is going to be after the play.
Now keep in mind, Ty Allen in that situation, a running back. So it would be
Looks like it will be coming back.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't on the tackle on Bird. It was a hard tackle, but a clean play. So wait and see what again, look for the official in the white hat whenever you want to know. So personal foul against MBA. I'll send them back 15 yards. That came after the play. It would also be, before I start speculating what the down and distance will be, we'll let them march it on back. They'll finally put the ball at the Father Ryan 42-yard line after the personal foul. It is a loss of down and deep because it came after the tackle by Bird.
Wow! Instead of it being 1st and 10 for Montgomery, or not 2nd and short, it's 2nd and very long here for NBA.
NBA needs to get the ball past or close at least to the Father Ryan 23-yard line to get a first down.
2nd and 19 it will be.
So from the Irish 42, NBA is going to go 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, Allen under center, 1 running back behind him. Yeah, play fake. Allen throwing deep, has a receiver there. It falls incomplete. Hopkins right in there with Clint Blackwell, the intended receiver. Blackwell seemed to lose track of where the ball was. May have been fortunate for the Irish had he pulled that in. He easily could have as he had a step.
Yeah, you're right, Lou. It seemed as if he saw the ball all the way, but he turned a little bit too late. If he was able to turn his head a little bit earlier, I mean, it was a very nice pass by Ty Allen, and you just saw number 7 Blackwell turn around a little bit too late. If he was able to turn to his left and catch that ball, that might have been 6 for the Big Red.
As noted, Blackwell didn't even play last year because of a broken leg he suffered in 2015. 3rd and 19 now for NBA. Ball at the Father Ryan 42. Big Red lead by 14. Allen's got to keep it himself. They brought down for maybe a 2-yard gain.
Dominic Fisher. Brought by Jackson Bird. Ball spotted the 39-yard line. 4th and 16.
Clock continues to roll. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first half. Montgomery Bell Academy leading Father Ryan 14-0.
Interesting call here, Lou, seeing whether or not the NBA leave their offense out. Yep, they're going to bring the special teams unit out.
Not terribly surprising that NBA would be inclined to punt. The clock continues to roll. Father Ryan may be glad to get to the halftime locker room only down by 2 scores with the problems they've had executing on offense. Irish fortunate they didn't give a third touchdown there. It is a high punt.
It's going to be a nice one.
Take a bounce, go off an NBA player into the end zone. So the Irish catch a break on that one. A little fakery by Quinn Warren. The whole, as a 15-yard line getting underneath it as if he was thinking he was going to catch the ball, knowing it was going over his head. And by the time it was said and done with the Irish ball, first and 10 at their own 20. A minute 17 to go first half. Irish 2 timeouts, and they trail by 14.
And Lou, I just talked about whether or not NBA wants to be aggressive. They wanted to be conservative and run the ball, and it's almost like the same result came from even passing the ball. If they would have elected to pass the ball, they probably would have been in the same position. So right now, it seems like Coach Rector is going to be aggressive.
So on first and 10 with 4 receivers, O'Connell under pressure, throws back. Play was blown up. It falls incomplete. One of those clear plays to set up the defenders to chase after as you run to the far side, throw it back to the near side. And Bird's made that play work in the past, but not on that one.
And that's all. Yep, and that's always a tough throw to make because the linemen for NBA had their hands way up, ready to bat the ball down, and you have to sort of try to loop it over the lineman, and that was just over the head of Bird.
So second and 10 for the Irish at their own 20. O'Connell's going to scramble out of the pocket to the 25. He needs to get to the 30 for a first down. He brought down a 7-yard gain. The clock continues to roll. 1 minute here in the first half. Father Ryan trails 14-0. Now this is interesting because it's 3rd and 3. The Irish may decide to let this clock run. If you don't get the first down here, put yourself in a spot having to punt and NBA an opportunity. Father Ryan with 10 seconds on the play clock. Very different than its typical approach, getting to the line as quickly as possible. 5 on the play clock. O'Connell with 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. It's going to be a handoff. Jackson Bird is the first down. Past the 35, tackle to the Father Ryan 36-yard line. Clock temporarily stops. 23.1 seconds to go first half.
And it doesn't look like they will elect to call a timeout either.
Certainly does not seem to be the case. The Irish quick to the line. They finally start the clock as they'll wind at 20 seconds and counting. Bird moved over to the left hip of O'Connell as they send H-back to the far side. Another handoff, Jackson Bird. They'll have maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain.
And they're going to play it conservative and let the clock run.
So that's going to end up being the last play of the first half. And what was a defensive battle initially, NBA punching in a couple of touchdowns. Irish are going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime. Your score is NBA 14, Father Ryan 0. We'll take a break for a bit here. We're back for the second half in just a little while here on ATW Sportscast.
Please. Tradition here at Father Ryan. Since the earliest days at the Elliston Place campus, they have led their fellow students in cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the field as we enter the 17 Father Ryan cheerleaders under the direction of our new head cheerleader, Mitch Turner. Freshman, Caroline Bruiser. Caroline Holland. Mia Lynch. And Andy Hargis. Sophomores, Madison Ahern. Bella Cartwright. Piper Morales. Sully Smith. And Ellie Suter. Juniors, Carly Hendrickson. Caroline Simpson. And Mackenzie Strobel. And the seniors, Aaron Longest. Already named All-State, Izzy Marshall. And Emmy Spahowski. Take it away, ladies. And now, entering the field is the 2017 Father Ryan High School Marching Band.
Under the direction of Jeremy Fry, Jeff Schletzer, Derek Schletzer, Shelby Shelton, and Chad Bergstresser, the band has been a multi-time Bands of America Regional and Super Regional finalist, a 3-time Bands of America Grand National semifinalist, a 4-time Winter Guard International World Champion, and a 2012 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade participant. Performing their 2017 production, The Darkest Red, please join me in welcoming Drum Major Will Drexler and the Father Ryan High School Marching Band. Thank you to the Father Ryan Band for that great performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the Father Ryan sideline and greet your 2017-2018 Father Ryan dancers. Let's introduce them. Seniors, Kate Pruitt, Captain. Maya Lozada. And Maddie Hayden. Junior, Emily Camacho. Sophomores, Elle Kaufman. Chakia Isabel. Alexa Malone. Emma Namovsky. Cordelia Newton. Kara Orlick. Izzy Teasler. Allie Tomacek. And freshman Allie Bergdorf. And Grayson Preston. The Father Ryan dancers are under the direction of Lori Gregoire and Alicia Brooks, and they're going to perform tonight to the sounds of Who Runs the World?
Here at Giacosa Stadium as we approach the end of halftime. Montgomery Bell Academy leading Father Ryan High School 14-0. Lou Pickney here with you along with Billy Derrick on the call. Billy, you working with Behind the Crest, student broadcasting organization. I'm so happy that Father Ryan has, not to read this off a sheet, I'm so thrilled that Father Ryan has this. You talk about having a definitive, here's a reason to go to this school. This is one that's as good as any in my book. I would have loved in the early 1990s for there to have been a Behind the Crest, but that just, the technology wasn't there. It didn't exist, but it does now. And so for what you guys had earlier this week with Inky Johnson coming in, what a great opportunity there.
It was an amazing opportunity, Lou. The entire school was packed into the Catanany Drennan Fieldhouse, and it was no one knew Inky was coming to speak until that very day.
Oh.
I was in first period. It was environmental science. We actually had a study hall. Mr. Purrier was our sub, and he tells me blatantly, we have an assembly today in the gym, and Inky Johnson is speaking. And I was next to my buddy, and I gave a big laugh, and I was just like, wow, how did no one know about this until right now, this first period? So it was a surprise, but it was awesome to be able to hear a former Tennessee great out of Knoxville and just share his experiences. Obviously, very tragic hit that he made against Air Force back in 2006 changed his life forever, and he has gone on to be a tremendous motivational speaker. And it was just an amazing speech. It was awesome, and it was great for everyone to be able to hear it here at Father Ryan.
And when I think about Behind the Crest and the opportunities, not just calling these football games with me, with you guys getting rotated on that, but doing the behind-the-scenes stuff, learning what it takes to edit together a piece or to be a photog or do 1,000 other things. What you've been able to learn working in the radio on the side as well. And what this sets you up for college. If you have an interest in broadcasting of any sort, but particularly sports broadcasting, it's a tremendous opportunity to learn. And looks like we're getting ready for the start of the second half here momentarily.
It certainly is, Lou, and I'm honored to be a part of Behind the Crest. And, we will be broadcasting football games this year, obviously the rest of the season, baseball games. I'll be playing baseball. I won't be able to do that. But, right now we're calling this football game here Behind the Crest, and we're ready for this second half.
So NBA lines up Alex Masad, their kicker, for his third kickoff of the game. High and spinning like the first two. A fair catch called for and made at the 24-yard line. So that's where Father Ryan will start its first possession of this second half. Fair catch made by Matthew Zito.
And Lou, Father Ryan is going to start their field position here right around the 24-yard line, and that is a solid spot to start at here for the Irish, and you have to start getting some sort of momentum. And I told you off air, Lou, at halftime, we were just talking, and I said the Irish Coach Rector might have to clear his bag of tricks here in the second half because they need something good to happen.
It's a three-receiver look for the Irish as their start to the second half. Gains maybe 1 yard to carry up the middle. Not a whole lot of room there for Jackson Bird.
Montgomery Bell Academy's front seven doing a nice job of stiffening up front. And I'm interested to see this matchup here on the edge, here on the outside with number 18, Gray Irwin, and number 2 for Brentwood Academy, or for Montgomery Bell Academy, Jake Herbstreet, the son of Kirk Herbstreet. Nice catch.
Throw complete. That's a first down. Evan Ruer's on the reception. A good throw there by O'Connell. Been informed Chris Fowler from ESPN's in the house. I don't know if Kirk is in. They've got a game tomorrow in Louisville to call.
They do.
And I've got a ton of respect for Kirk Herbstreit. I know he works so hard. He preps for those games. He doesn't just coast on what he's been able to earn. So a lot of respect for him and his sons both out there tonight for MBA. So 1st and 10 for the Irish at their own 37. It's going to be a hand up again. Jackson Bird past midfield, has an opening to the 40, to the 30. One man to beat, cuts it back to the 20. And that's going to set up Father Ryan with his best field position of the game. What a run there, Jackson Bird.
Wow. No flags on the field. What a run by Jackson Bird. And that's enough for a lot more than a Father Ryan first down. And that's exactly what they needed to grab the momentum of this game by hold. And now they are in the red zone, and they have this game rolling.
After last week, I'm hesitant to ever say no flags again until I know for sure. 1st and 10 Irish, ball at the NBA 17-yard line. Houston Crouch gets the handoff, spelling Bird on this play, and he'll get maybe a yard.
And going real quick, Lou, back to that play by Jackson Bird, he made a really nice move on the linebacker. The linebacker came in from Montgomery Bell Academy, wasn't able to catch who it was for NBA, but he tried to come in, Jackson Bird slipped away from him outside and then got the edge and made another nice move to gain another 3-4 yards. So Jackson Bird, the extra effort is what has made him such a consistent back this year.
Bird, of course, playing multiple roles for this Father Ryan team. Very strong at inside linebacker. They'll say about a half-yard loss for Crouch. Was second and a long 10.
Ooh.
And a hard hit dislodges the ball for a moment. Gray Irwin had the catch. A well-timed play by MBA to knock it away, and so it'll be third and a long 10 for the Irish. Ball at the MBA 18-yard line. Father Ryan trailing 14-0, 10:15 to go third quarter.
Really huge hit there by Jackson Hanna. They tried to go with a little bit of a bubble screen there with Irwin catching the ball on the outside and then running to find room on the inside, but there was nowhere to run.
Third and 11. Out of the shotgun. It's be a handoff Jackson Bird. And in there again. Not much of a gain there. Also Clay Garston, inside linebacker.
At the 16-yard line.
And now here, as you look at the field position, Lou, this sets up nicely right in the middle of the field for freshman Zach Wisnowski to put some points on the board. But looks like the Irish will elect to go for it on 4th and 9.
So less than 10 minutes to go third quarter. Father Ryan, this opening drive of the second half, send a man in motion. Ruers. Oh, Connell looks for time. Complete! And that's a first down for the Irish. Wyatt Rector on the reception over the middle.
NBA's defense is acting like Wyatt Rector didn't catch the ball, but that was a nice, tight spiral of a throw by Seamus O'Connell, and that's enough for a first down Irish, and they have this second half right on their heels, and they have NBA very confused. They have them all out of sorts defensively.
So Father Ryan eschews what would have been a 32-yard attempt for Wisnowski, who does not have the strongest leg, to be fair, and it paid off. So first and goal for the Irish at the 4. It's going to be a handoff. Jackson Bird pushing forward, still pushing forward, close to that goal line. It'll be about a half-yard shot.
Jackson Bird almost able to push that ball into the end zone. There's going to be a flag.
We'll see who the flag is on. If it's against MBA, it's barely any distance at all. If it's against Father Ryan, it's 15 yards in the wrong direction, so we'll see.
And Father Ryan's offense is marching back. That's tough.
And you can see a player for NBA applauding.
Man, that is tough.
So personal foul against Father Ryan. So instead of second and goal from the 1, it's going to be second and goal from the NBA 16-yard line. Not the time. There never is a good time for a personal foul, let's be honest. But there.
And that was number 74, Preston Cook, with the unsportsmanlike conduct. He came right out of the game and replaced by number 61, Felix Wilson. So Felix Wilson in for Preston Cook. Inexplicable here for the Irish.
Gray Irwin giving him an earful on the sideline. This is a double pass. Ruer's going to throw toward the end zone. Has a receiver there. And it's incomplete.
Wow.
Tipped by an NBA defender right there. Gray Irwin nearly pulled it in. And it falls incomplete. Third and goal Irish from the 16.
Two mistakes right there on that play, Lou. The NBA defender, it looked like it was German. He had the interception right in his hands, in his fingertips. He wasn't able to make the play. And then Gray Irwin, I think, was surprised that German wasn't able to make the interception. And Irwin dropped the ball. He was right in his fingertips as well. So very dangerous situation there, but we've got third and long.
Third and goal from the 16. O'Connell in the pocket, throws towards this near side.
What a catch.
Evan Ruers. Now, it's not a first down, and it's not a touchdown, but that sets up Father Ryan, fourth and goal from the NBA 2.
What a grab by Evan Ruers. It's going to be fourth and goal. Tough situation here if you're the Irish. You might want to call a timeout. They're going to send in the power formation.
Late substitution. Montrell McKnight into the game. Quinn Warren comes to the sideline. 8 minutes, 33 seconds, third quarter. Father Ryan trails 14-0, but they're knocking on the door. Fourth and goal from the 2-yard line.
And Rector will take a timeout.
Father Ryan, with the play clock running down, opts to use a timeout. So 8:25 to go here in the third quarter. NBA leads 14-0. We'll be right back on ATW Sportscast.
Father Ryan has 8 this year. Would like to recognize those individuals. Ryan Conger, an alumnus and parishioner of St. Matthew. Emma Dooling, an alumna and parishioner of St. Matthew. Kay Foster, an alumnus and parishioner of St. Henry.
Brian Kelly, an alumnus and parishioner of St. Matthew. Caroline Cray, an alumna and parishioner of Holy Rosary. Rachel Fawn, an alumna and parishioner of Christ the King. Quentin Rumo, an alumnus of Grassland Middle and parishioner of St. Philip. And Michael Valencia, an alumnus of St. Edward and a parishioner of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Congratulations to all these National Merit semifinalists.
8:25 to go here in the third quarter. Father Ryan trailing MBA 14-0, but looking at 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. And what has been a long and rather exciting, I must say, drive for this Father Ryan team here, trying to get its first points on the board of the game.
And let's see if the Irish can punch it into the end zone.
Tight formation.
He's got room. Run.
Going toward the far side, throwing back. Rector's there. He makes the
Touchdown.
catch. Touchdown, Irish. Wyatt Rector on the reception from Seamus O'Connell. Boy, Father Ryan within 8 points with an extra point pending. And that was the momentum shift the Irish needed.
Yes, it was, Lou. That was a, wow, what a catch by Wyatt Rector. Just high-pointing the football. Seamus O'Connell looked like he had room to run, but that wasn't the play call. That wasn't the play design. And he followed the suit. He followed what the play design was and threw a loopy pass to Rector, and it was caught tremendously.
Father Ryan initially indicated as that they may go for 2 like they did against Brentwood Academy and said it will be a traditional extra point kick. Kick is up and a penalty flag, so hold everything.
Bring it back 5 yards.
8:18 to go third quarter. Father Ryan within 8 points of MBA. Big Red leading 14-6. They're going to go back 5 yards for procedure penalty. So the freshman Wesnowski, who a couple of weeks ago had some issues against Stratford in that game that had to be moved to Father Ryan's campus, that Saturday game. Kick is up.
Kick is good.
And the kick is good. We'll keep it here. 8:18 to go third quarter. Father Ryan trailing 14-0 at the half. We talked under Coach Rector here in his second season, the halftime adjustments his team made. Like last year against JP2, down by 17, able to rally back and nearly win it at the end. And so for Father Ryan, whatever adjustments were made on that one, even with the mistakes that were thrown in there, Irish get it done on 4th down. And now they got the momentum, and it looks at their defense now to get a stop against this NBA offense.
And Lou, you just mentioned it. This is what Coach Rector is known for. All the Irish players, they trust in Coach Rector. They believe in his system. They have bought into what he is teaching, and they have all the momentum right now. Their sideline is pumped up. The jungle is energized. It's 14-7, Montgomery Bell Academy here over Father Ryan with 8:18 remaining here in the third quarter. And Lou, we are set up for an amazingly entertaining second half.
Keep in mind, Father Ryan has not beaten NBA since 1997. They had those 97 undefeated state champs out there before the game to be honored, hopefully to inspire. 23 in a row if you count the 4 playoff losses, 19 regular season. Some have been blowouts, some have been absolute heartbreakers, like last year when Father Ryan led with less than 8 minutes to go before NBA got the victory. Wisnowski with a long kickoff. All the way back to be filled at the 4-yard line, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, as a hold to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Escapes a man. Antonio Wright finally able to wrangle out of bounds Cole Kreider. But there's a flag on the play. Oh, check, there's not a flag.
It looked like there was a black block in the back, and this play should be called back, but the refs missed a call there. And this Irish defense, they should be energized. They should have momentum. You're getting a good look right now at Anthony Wright, Marcel Fogg, Hunter Hopkins, Gray Irwin, Jackson Bird, Nick Watson, Montrell McKnight, Jack Boutte. You've got a lot of talent on this Irish defense, and I'm confident they will stay strong here in the second half.
Good to see McKnight getting some playing time. I'd wondered how his health was when he saw Crouch in there at inside linebacker earlier, but now McKnight in on this 1st and 10. Ty Allen, the quarterback for NBA, a throw complete. Little slant pattern over the middle for maybe a 6 or 7 yard game. Clint Blackwell on the reception.
Looks like NBA is going with the quick throws here to start the second half. Blackwell has been a big target for Mr. Ty Allen tonight. He's been targeted well over 4 or 5 times. But this Irish secondary looks like they've made the adjustments and played a little bit tighter here on the receivers.
2nd and 4, 7 minutes, 38 seconds to go, third quarter. Father Ryan trails MBA 14-7. It's going to be a handoff. Should be enough for a first down. Finally brought down the 41 or maybe the 42-yard line. Brendan Harris, the one-time third-string running back, forced into the starting role with NBA's top 2 running backs out with injury.
Harris on the carry there for the Big Red. He has proven to be a consistent player so far tonight, but this Irish defense, they cannot keep allowing Montgomery Bell Academy to continue to gain first downs. They have to make a 3-and-out stop if they want to stay in this game.
3 receivers to the near side for NBA on 1st and 10 at the Irish 42, 7:08 to go, third quarter. Send a man in motion to the far side, rolling out. The throwback is dropped. Receiver open there on that far side. McFadden normally more sure-handed than that, but on that one, it went the Irish way.
And as the Jungle student section might say, and I'm almost positive they said that on that play, he heard footsteps. And McFadden certainly heard the footsteps of Hunter Hopkins, and even if McFadden was able to catch that pass, Hunter Hopkins was ready to lower the boom.
Look who's in the secondary for Father Ryan. It's Seamus O'Connell, the quarterback, for the first time since the injury to Pfeiffer that forced him to play quarterback full-time. And NBA is going to use a timeout as the play clock appeared to be running down. So the 6:58 to go here in the third quarter. Your score, NBA 14, Father Ryan 7. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast.
Winner of a tumbler at the Father Ryan Spirit Store from the class of 2004, Becky Bales Savage and her spouse Larry Savage, class of 2004. You are the winner of a tumbler at the Father Ryan Spirit Store. Head that way and pick yours up today. We'd like to call your attention to the 2 Waste Management solar-powered trash compactors located near the main entrance and main
6:58 to go here in the third quarter. Father Ryan trails NBA 14-7. Exciting news. 8 members of the class, Father Ryan class of 2018, named National Merit semifinalists. That's the most semifinalists of any Catholic school in the state of Tennessee. So congratulations to them. I can tell you, my sister, National Merit Star finalist. And when you have that, and these are just semifinals, keep that in mind, but still a wonderful achievement. But if you get to be a finalist, those schools will start offering you a scholarship sight unseen. It was almost comical to see the mail that would come in for her, ultimately going to Birmingham Southern. So for NBA now, the timeout, 2nd and 10 to the Irish 42-yard line. They lead by 7, but the Irish with the momentum after the long drive led to a 4th down touchdown just a few moments ago. Allen working out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. He's going to keep it himself, try to run up the middle. He got maybe 2 yards on that one. So Ty Allen working out of the shotgun set. Go over to the far sideline, talk with Coach Uberard. Try and find the play for this 3rd down. Coach Uberard, I've known him since 1993 when he was an assistant coach for 1 year for this Father Ryan high school football team. Last several years been the head coach for Father Ryan's arch rival MBA.
Uverard, well known around these parts here, not only in the Father Ryan community, in the Nashville community. He played his college football at Middle Tennessee State University. He was a tremendous pass rusher.
I didn't know that. 3rd and 8 here for NBA. 2 receivers to the far side. They bring 1 receiver in to provide blocking help. Allen's going to try and throw back against his body. Way over the head of the intended receiver, the tight end, number 81, Joshua Merriweather. And that sets up 4th and 8 now for NBA.
Montrell McKnight was bringing the pressure on Ty Allen. He had nowhere to throw the ball, and he ended up throwing it way away from anyone else on Montgomery Bell Academy's team. And Ty Allen, the quarterback, will have to punt for the Big Red, and they're going to try to pin Quinn Warren deep, who's back for the Irish.
6:08 to go, third quarter. Father Ryan trails NBA 14-7. Indeed, it is a high punt. Fair catch called for and made by Warren at the perhaps 13-yard line. That's where the Irish will start their next possession. An opportunity to draw even with this NBA team, which led 14-0 at the half. So Father Ryan doing what it needed to do, getting the long drive to set up that 4th down touchdown. A defense, despite the kickoff return that gave NBA pretty decent field position, defense ultimately ends up holding when they need to. And so Father Ryan's going to start things out there on 13.
And Lou, you saw in the first half, this Irish team seemed out of sorts a little bit. They didn't have very much chemistry offensively or defensively. But this defense with a stop right there, and let's see what Seamus O'Connell has.
It's going to be a handoff. Houston Crouch to the near side, spinning around. He brought down maybe the 16 or 17-yard line, 3 or 4 yard gain on that one.
Nice solid gain on first down by Houston Crouch. He's been one of the more consistent running backs, and we're seeing a lot of Crouch here in the second half. Maybe they want to rest Jackson Bird because he's seen a lot of action tonight.
4 receivers, 2 to either side for the Irish on this 2nd and 6. 5:35 to go, third quarter. NBA leads Father Ryan 14-7 here at Giacosa Stadium. 15 seconds on the play clock. Seamus O'Connell in the pocket. Throw complete. Evan Ruwers to the 35, to the 40. Lowers a shoulder, a boom, finally brought down to the Father Ryan 44-yard line, first down Irish.
What a catch by Evan Ruwers. And Ruwers has been able to make very clutch grabs for the Irish this year. That's another first down for the Irish. And Seamus O'Connell with a strike to Evan Ruwers.
Third street on the stop for NBA. 1st and 10. Irish quick to the line. Be a handoff. Houston Crouch past midfield. He'll get maybe 6 yards on that one for Father Ryan.
And this drive continues to be a success. Father Ryan, head coach Brian Rector wanting to speed things up.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Father Ryan trails NBA 14-7. Crouch to the sideline. Jackson Burden, running back, 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. Fakes the handoff. And O'Connell somehow gets away. I thought he was going to get sacked. He's going to run with it past the 50 to the 45. Has the first down, out of bounds. Close to the 40-yard line of NBA. So talking about starting something out of nothing. And I thought for sure he was going to get sacked, and instead it ended up being a run to this near side, setting up the Irish with another first down.
The magical, mysterious nature of Seamus O'Connell ensues tonight. I mean, he was pressured heavily there, and he was able to get the outside and get the first down.
Slippery O'Connell. They go for a hard count. NBA doesn't bite. 14 seconds on the play clock. 4:41 to go on the game clock here in the third quarter. Father Ryan trailing 14-7. Yeah, handoff Jackson Bird. And look at maybe 2 yards on that carry up the middle.
Jackson Bird with the carry. Tackle by number 32, Hedges Hayworth.
And then we'll say Hedges Hayworth on the tackle. Plays both inside and outside linebacker for NBA. And he's only a sophomore. He's quite talented. Doesn't necessarily get as many mentions just because of his outside linebackers that tend to really get in there. But made the stop on that one for NBA. It's a 3-receiver look again on 2nd and 8 for Father Ryan. Fakes the Jackson Bird a throw. Will fall incomplete, intended for Gray Irwin. Quick little timing pattern pass, but it didn't work out for the Irish. Now Father Ryan looking at 3rd and 8.
Nice job by Jake Herbstreit, the near side defensive back for Montgomery Bell Academy, making a nice play on the ball, and he was able to bring Irwin down, and Irwin not able to make the grab.
Would have been a tough catch there for Irwin. 4:10 to go third quarter. Father Ryan trails 14-7, but they have the ball at the NBA 38-yard line on this 3rd and 8. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. O'Connell with a hard count. Has trouble with the snap. He's got to run with it to the 35. Close to the first down marker. He got past the 30. He needed to reach between the 30 and the 29. He'll spot at the 29-yard line. That's a first down for Father Ryan. 3rd and 8. O'Connell runs 9 yards and gets the Irish a first down.
O'Connell showing a lot of strength right there on that play. He's talked about a lot for his speed and quickness and elusiveness, but he's showing his determination to get the first down.
4 receivers with Jackson Bird next to him. Be a handoff. Jackson Bird up the middle. Brought down almost a horse collar type tackle, but it ended up being a clean play. Brought down to the 16-yard line. Another first down for Father Ryan. Quick back to the line.
You're seeing here, Lou, Father Ryan starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
That's where the solid commitment to the run comes in. Houston Crouch into the game. He'll run it now. Up the middle, slicing forward. Appears they'll have the first down, so to get the Irish with 1st and goal.
And they will continue to speed it up. My prediction for this play, Lou, read option fake it to Crouch, and O'Connell's going to run it in.
We'll see right here. It's a 4-receiver look once again. So it's going to be Houston Crouch running up the middle, and maybe got a couple of yards before being stopped.
So that that sort of pauses the gut-wrenching action here in the second half. With this third quarter, 3 minutes away from this third quarter ending, and the Irish offense is starting to slow things down a little bit here as they are deep into the red zone.
The play clock just restarted, so they have time. 20 seconds on it. 3:09 and counting on the game clock here in the third quarter. NBA leads Father Ryan 14-7. But the Irish with second and goal from the 3. This will be a handoff. Jackson throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Irish. And Father Ryan is an extra point away from tying this one up against NBA.
Wow, I mean, what a drive by Father Ryan, basically imposing their will that a lot of people, a lot of Irish fans maybe have not seen this entire year, and they go quick to the line again here for the odd extra point formation.
Keep in mind, this is what happened against Brentwood Academy, and then so we'll go for the traditional extra point where the Irish try to take the lead. Different situation there on the road. In this case, at home with the momentum. 13 unanswered. Wisnowski, the extra point, is good. So make that 14 unanswered. So with 2:59 to go here in the third quarter, your score, Father Ryan 14, NBA 14. We'll be right back here on ATW Sportscast.
Father Ryan 14, NBA 14. We were talking about the upcoming Relay for Life at Father Ryan. Father Ryan has hosted the largest student-led Relay for Life in the nation for the last 7 years, and we'd like to continue that remarkable run this fall. Teams are already being formed throughout the community. Luminaries are available.
2:59 to go here in the third quarter. Father Ryan, after trailing 14-0 at the half against NBA, rallied to tie things up. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter at Giacosa Stadium.
If you're an Irish fan watching at home, you've got to be jumping up and down. There's no way you're sitting on the couch. You have to be standing on your feet. That's what most of Irish Nation is doing right now. The jungle is up, and they are ready for more action. And it's going to be interesting to see how this second half transpires. We still got a lot of football left, so don't get ahead of yourselves, Irish Nation. We still got plenty of football to play.
So it's all square at 14. Late in this third quarter, Wisnowski, a deep kickoff once again. He fielded the 10-yard line to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Tries to make a man miss. Fails to do so. Ryder on the return, like Ben Smith on the stop.
This NBA offense has not been able to get any rhythm here in the second half whatsoever, with the Irish offense dominating the time of possession. But with the Irish's momentum right now, we should be able to see, this defense continue to play like hungry savages.
Keep in mind, NBA without its top 2 running backs in this game. The third and fourth stringers have played decently well and on their opportunities. They're going to start 1st and 10, pick the handoff, tie on, keep it to the far side, to the 30, to the 35. We brought down about 2 yards shy of the first down marker on that far side.
That was a very efficient run by Ty Allen to the left side. Great blocking by the Montgomery Bell Academy offensive players. And you just saw Father Ryan wanting to speed the tempo up. Montgomery Bell Academy, they're sort of like the Stanford Cardinal of college football of the Pac-12. They're going to continue to ground and pound you basically throughout the entire game.
Say 9 yards on that carry. So second and a long one for NBA. They'll hand it off up the middle. Harris gets him a first down, will be stopped at the NBA 45-yard line. So Brandon Harris got that head of steam going forward, and he'll move the chains for the Big Red.
And some running backs you see a lot of times sort of wait to see the hole develop and then burst into it. But this guy, Brandon Harris, the junior, 5'10", 152-pound running back, he had a touchdown against Pearl Cone earlier this season for the Big Red, but that's the only touchdown he has scored. So limited experience for this kid, as we've mentioned this entire game, but he has shown up.
After McGuire's injury last week, he did not get many carries at MUS. It was mostly a quarterback running of the ball. So on 1st and 10, it's another handoff. Great tackle. Will stop him for maybe a 2-yard gain at best. Anthony Wright, and from that rover-type position, linebacker safety to make the stop.
Perfectly executed tackle by Anthony Wright. Coming off the left side, it looked like he was on a blitz. And as soon as Harris got that handoff, Wright was there to basically bully him.
It's been some time since Father Ryan has utilized defensive back blitzes, like days of Justin Starkdale, the master of the corner blitz. But on that one, they break it out, and it manages to be productive on a stop. Father Ryan players getting in there late. Tyler Crouch into the game. Play fake on the 2nd and 9. Pass will fall incomplete. Hopkins there for Father Ryan, intended for Clint Blackwell for MBA.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9 here for the Montgomery Bell Academy Big Red. An obvious passing situation. So if you're the Irish, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised of even a run play by Ty Allen, some sort of bootleg play, or even a screen pass. 3rd and 9 in high school football, you could see a lot of things.
MBA, Herb Street, the receiver, to the sideline, replaced by their second tight end. So a 2 tight end look with 2 wide receivers on this 3rd and 9 for MBA. 1:12 to go, 3rd quarter in a tied game. Throw, rainbow to the near sideline, complete. Beautiful throw, and that will move the chains for MBA. A completion from Ty Allen to Jackson McFadden for the first down.
And Marcel Fogg, it looked like he stumbled a little bit on that play. He was in coverage on Jackson McFadden. McFadden made a nice play on the sideline. Basically no one in the vicinity of him, and that's a first down for the Big Red. They are at the 40-yard line.
1st and 10 MBA. 1:05 to go, 3rd quarter, a game tied up at 14. It'll be a 3-receiver look to the far side on this 1st and 10 for Ty Allen out of the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff again to Harris. Finally takes a Marcel Fogg hit to bring him down after a 7 or 8 yard gain.
And this Montgomery Bell Academy offensive line doesn't seem to be tired out at all. They continue to provide huge holes for Harris and the other running back, number 21, Sam Dugan. So, no matter who's in the backfield, they're always going to have spaces to run through.
One important point is the NBA has very few players that play both offense and defense, whereas Father Ryan, you'll see guys shuttling in, but they have, particularly on the line, guys that play both sides of the ball. 42 seconds and counting here in this 3rd quarter, a tie game. NBA with a 1st and 10 handoff. Harris again up the middle. He'll get 3 or 4 yards on that one.
Montgomery Bell Academy continuing to play conservative, but if I'm the Irish defense, I continue to play sort of a safe zone defense, with your secondary players continuing to play deep in the secondary, because you never know when Montgomery Bell Academy will surprise you with a play-action pass.
13 seconds and counting on the play clock. They don't have to snap the ball again in this 3rd quarter. It appears NBA is inclined to not do so. So the time ticks down. We're heading to the 4th quarter, all tied up. Your score, Father Ryan 14, NBA 14. We'll be back for the 4th quarter here in just a moment on ACW Sportscast.
A reminder once again of 3 important upcoming dates. Homecoming, Junior Irish Night, and the Pride in the Pit Barbecue Contest next Friday, September 22nd, 2 hours before kickoff. Father Ryan's Relay for Life from noon to 11 p.m. on Saturday, September 30th. And our annual open house on Sunday, October 22nd from 12.
We start the 4th quarter here, Giacosa Stadium on the campus of Father Ryan High School. The Irish tied up with Montgomery Bell Academy. Father Ryan trying to beat NBA for the first time in football since the 1997 state championship game. Coming up end of the month, September 30th, a big thing to tell you about the annual Relay for Life event. It's going to be Saturday the 30th from noon until 10 p.m. The salute to cancer survivors and also a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. Father Ryan's hosted the largest student-led Relay for Life in the nation the last 7 years. Irish looking to continue that remarkable run at the end of the month. Teams already being formed throughout the community. Luminaries are available for purchase now. I'm not sure what that entails. And a big evening is planned. So if you want to take part in this wonderful event, contact Father Ryan, join a team, help us enhance the spirit of service at Father Ryan High School.
It is a great event, great fundraiser for the entire Nashville community as a whole. And everyone, if you have a chance, certainly participate.
So on 2nd and 6, we start the 4th quarter. Yeah, QB keeper for a couple of yards. Ty Allen runs it up the middle. I mean, not much room there for him.
3rd and 4 for the Big Red. There's an injured player.
So we have a player down for MBA. Give us just an opportunity to get away from that and to talk about what's coming up for MBA on this 3rd and 3. 11:47 to go here in the 4th quarter in the game. Father Ryan trailed 14-0 at the half, and NBA has come back. Here's Merriweather, number 81, the tight end, is down receiving medical attention. So an opportunity now for both teams strategically. Obviously, hope Meriwether will be okay, but thinking on this really critical third down, the ball, MBA has it at the Father Ryan 23-yard line as Meriwether will be helped up and jogged to the sideline. So glad to see that.
Certainly, it's always good to see an injured player, always get up off the ground, and we're back to resuming play. And as you talk about this 3rd and 3, Lou, tie ball game, 11 minutes left until this game hits all zeros. So if you're NBA, I think you have to be aggressive, but not really sure what that might entail. Obviously, you want to be aggressive in this situation, but you also have a strong leg with your kicker, so even if you don't get this first down, you still have a chance for a long field goal attempt for a high school kicker.
They still haven't started the play clock yet as NBA breaks its huddle on the sideline. A lot of options here for this big red team. They're going to go 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side. Single tight end look. Houston Hartle in at the tight end spot. Ty Allen out of the shotgun on this 3rd down. He's going to keep it himself, and he will have a first down for MBA. A good fake. He had me fooled there momentarily, and he managed just to move the chains for the big red.
If the running back would have kept that ball, Ben Smith would have made a nice tackle on him, but nice play, very smart, intelligent play by Ty Allen to keep the football on that one and gain the first down for the Big Red.
Meriwether back into the game for NBA, so he only missed 1 play. Good to see that he's healthy and back out there for the Big Red. It's going to be spotted at the Father Ryan 20-yard line near the near hash. 11:30 to go in counting, 4th quarter, and a game tied up at 14. Father Ryan and NBA. Allen under center. It's going to be a handoff, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage at best for Sam Dugan. And again, not to belabor the point, but Dugan, who didn't play at all earlier this year, in a backup role tonight, has served pretty good purpose for this NBA team.
Nice job by the Irish defensive line there. Looked like you saw Jackson Bird, Butte also on the edge, securing the edge. So whenever you secure the edge, you have to run it inside if you're NBA, and Father Ryan had that inside locked up.
They'll say 2nd and 9 from the 18-yard line of the Irish. NBA double tight end look, I formation, making the handoff. Ty Allen under pressure is going to throw to that near side.
Ooh.
It'll fall incomplete. Anthony Wright there to make sure that should the secondary tight end, Houston Hartle, who had his first catch of the season on 4th down against MUS 1 week ago, had he brought it in, he was not going to get far with it.
Huge hit by Anthony Wright, number 15 for the Irish, coming in and putting the throw down on the NBA receiver. And as you mentioned, Lou, it's going to be 3rd and 9. Time for the Irish defense to step up once again.
It's one thing when you blow up a small running back. It's another when it's a well-sized tight end. And just a sophomore, Anthony Wright has shown multiple times in this game that he has the capacity to step up, make the hit from the secondary. Hear the fans making some noise here. 3rd and 9. NBA with the ball at the Father Ryan 18-yard line in this tied game. 10:36 to go, 4th quarter. Ty Allen's going to run it out of the shotgun. Jackson Bird's going to wind him up, and he'll probably be thrown to the turf with a stop by David Russell. They'll get maybe 2 yards on that one. 4th and 4 now for NBA.
Very interesting play call here for the Big Red, and it looks like they will bring out the kicking team. Not sure how confident Uverard is with his kicking team. Well, that's what he will elect to do.
Alex Massad is their kicker. He's a junior. I don't believe the listing of 5'6", 137. That might be outdated. He's got a strong leg.
Left hash.
Indeed, to be held on this near side, left hash. And we have a whistle, and a flag comes out. Well, now, isn't this interesting? If Father Ryan jumped, inexcusable by Father Ryan. 4th and less than 5, and you move into the neutral zone.
That's a bummer. That is wow. That is very disappointing for Irish fans. I mean, you've got 10 minutes left in the game. Tie ball game. NBA is setting up for a field goal on the left hash of about a 30-yarder. A very interesting situation here. It's going to be a first down in the red zone for the Big Red.
Father Ryan has to have a short memory when it comes to that and buckle down on defense. 1st and goal NBA at the Father Ryan 9. This game's tied up at 14, 9:32 and counting, 4th quarter. Allen, the quarterback, under center. It's going to be a handoff to Harris.
Nice.
And he got back to the line of scrimmage and no further. Jackson Bird went high on the stop. Matthew Zito went low, and they combined to make the stop.
If you really think about it, this Irish defense is doing all they can to stop the run of Montgomery Bell Academy, but you can't have those small mistakes on special teams that cost you field position. I mean, this is a crucial time in this game right now, and a field goal attempt is a lot better than, you know, the ball spotted deep in the red zone in a second and long situation.
Less than 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in a game. Father Ryan trailed 14-0 at the half. They fought back, tied up at 14 against arch rival Montgomery Bell Academy. It's going to be a shotgun look with two receivers to the far side on the 2nd and goal from the 8 for the Big Red. Allen is going to run with it, has a hole into the end zone, touchdown MBA. So the 8:33 mark of the fourth quarter, Ty Allen runs it in to put the Big Red back on top.
Mistakes will come back to haunt you, and that is karma at its finest for the Irish defense. I hate to say this, but that, you know, not knocking this Irish special teams, you can't have that happen. As simple as it may seem, you can't have mistakes like that happen deep into your own territory.
So Alex Masad, who was going to at least line up the kick a go-ahead field goal, instead going for the extra point, the snap a little low. Holder got it in place, and Masad's got the strong enough leg to send that well between the uprights. So at the 8:33 mark of the fourth quarter, your score, NBA 21, Father Ryan 14. We'll be right back on ATW Sportscast.
Are you wearing Father Ryan purple tonight, or do you need to stop by the Spirit Store and suit up? No matter the weather, we have the latest apparel for you to enjoy right now. The Spirit Store is located in the Gateway building facing the field. Reminder once again about the shuttles. If you caught the shuttle over to campus this evening, remember to go to the front of campus after the game for a ride back to the church parking lots.
8:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lou Pickney and Billy Derrick with you on the call. This Father Ryan, Montgomery Bell Academy football game. NBA led 14-0 at the half. Father Ryan fought back to tie it up at 14, but just moments ago, after Father Ryan jumped on 4th and 4 on a field goal try, giving NBA new life, Ty Allen, the quarterback, ran it in, the extra point, put NBA up now 21-14.
What a treat of a game we have to watch here tonight. Even though Father Ryan is down by a touchdown with 8.5 minutes remaining, this is going to be one of the better finishes of all of high school football tonight.
It was a high spinning kick towards the near side. Be fielded at the 25-yard line after a bit of a bobble. That's Antonio Wright with the ball. He can go. This is the 30. Doesn't have any blockers, though. Be brought down at the 33-yard line. Nevertheless, a good return. Antonio Wright setting up the Irish.
That was a nice return by Antonio Wright. I was not sure he was going to get the edge. He barely got the edge, and he was able to run horizontally, laterally across basically the entire field. And this ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line for the Irish. 1st and 10 for this offense. And let's see if they can continue the momentum they have created here in the second half.
8:24 to go, fourth quarter. Father Ryan trails by 7. They have the ball, and they're going to go with a 4-receiver look on this 1st and 10. Seamus O'Connell out of the shotgun. Hand off to Houston Crouch. And he got met immediately by that defensive front for NBA.
I would have liked to have seen O'Connell keep that one on there, but it's always easy to second guess yourself. Obviously, I'm not on the field there, but it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Irish. And we haven't necessarily seen O'Connell take any deep shots down the field. I'm starting to wonder when that time will come. That might be a nervous play call from Coach Rector.
2nd and a long 8 for the Irish here. It'll be a throw complete to Ruers. How did he make that catch and hold on as he was thrown to the turf? What concentration.
Ruers was thrown to the turf by number 11, Gordon Pollock, who has been laying the wood all night. But, wow, what a grab by Ruers, and Ruers continues to impress.
1st and 10, Irish at their own 45-yard line. 7:37 and counting, fourth quarter. Father Ryan trails by 7. A handoff, Houston Crouch. And they'll get maybe a yard and a half or 2 yards on that one.
Houston Crouch with the carry.
I don't think it's going to get any easier running the ball if you're the Irish. So Coach Rector and this offense might have to continue to try to brainstorm and develop you can't develop new passing schemes during a game, but you can sort of try to tweak the passing system through the air.
Keep in mind, Father Ryan is not shy about using the trick play when so inclined. Crouches out, Bird is in at running back next to O'Connell on this second down. O'Connell's going to keep it himself. He'll get past the 50-yard line, spot it just inside there near the NBA 49, and that's going to be third and a long 4 for Father Ryan here. Under 7 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. The Irish trailing by 7.
In the first half, Lou, we were seeing 3rd 14s, 3rd and 19s. This is a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4. You have a lot more opportunities to succeed and get the first down.
It's a 3-receiver look. O'Connell's going to keep it himself going toward that far side. He has the first down to the 40, to the 35, out of bounds. Around the 33-yard line of MBA. Great speed there. Seamus O'Connell using his wheels to move the chains for the Irish.
Boy, did he put the burners on there. Seamus O'Connell barely making the edge. A nice block by Wyatt Rector to push the NBA defensive back towards the inside of the play, and they're going fast once again.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. First and 10, Father Ryan. Ball at the NBA 34-yard line. 6:31 to go fourth quarter. This will be a handoff. Jackson Bird past the 30. They finally get stood up after close to a 5-yard gain on that first down run.
What you're seeing now is solid gains of 4 or 5 yards consistently in the Irish run game, whether it's Bird, whether it's Crouch, Antonio Wright, or even Seamus O'Connell keeping it and tucking it away himself. You might be seeing more of O'Connell running it here in the red zone.
Crouch spells Bird on this play. It'll be Houston Crouch up the middle, and he's close to a first down, depends on the spot. If you look at the near official, he should have it, or at least it'll be close.
He'll get it.
Well, they're going to have an injury timeout for a player for MBA. So 5 minutes and 51 seconds to go. We're going to wait on the spot. Irish have a chance to talk things over on the sideline.
From my vantage point up here, it appeared that Crouch was able to jump forward and get it, but I'm not sure if they will try to measure it or not here. Obviously, an NBA player is still down.
The way the marker's on the far side of the field, they've got to get it very close. Father Ryan does to the 24. Now, I've actually reached that, but the way it's spotted, too close to tell certainly from this vantage point. They may measure now that the player for NBA has been helped off the field. Reese Rutherford, their starting nose tackle, listed at 5'11", 180, which still looks like Brian Pillman playing defensive line in college. I'm impressed when there's individuals that can do that sort of thing. So he'll be helped to the sideline, be spelled on this play. They're going to say about a half yard short for Father Ryan. 3rd and short. Ball at the NBA 25-yard line. 5:51 to go fourth quarter. Father Ryan trails by 7. They haven't started the play clock yet.
Expect to hear the volume here when this play clock starts from the Irish Jungle student section.
Slight delay as they helped Rutherford get all the way off the field. Reese Rutherford, their nose tackle, out for this play. 3rd and short. Out of the shotgun, O'Connell is going to hand it off. And that's going to be a first down for the Irish. And Jackson Bird. You want to get on 3rd and short. He's the running back to do it. Pushing the pile forward. And with 5:46 to go, Father Ryan nearing that NBA red zone down by 7. Quickly again, out of the shotgun. 4 receivers for O'Connell. Be a handoff of a nice fake. Jackson Bird spin move. Cuts it up the middle. He gained 4. A late flag comes in on that far side. That might be a sideline warning.
Up to the 17.
Clearly a point of emphasis for the referees this year is that sideline.
Well, the far side ref basically chucked his flag toward the NBA coaches.
Timeout on the field.
Looking to see where the ball was spotted. My view is obstructed at this point. We'll see what the call is first of all. But almost every game, Father Ryan, to its credit, has been very good about not drawing those sideline penalties or warnings.
There's a penalty marker down.
NBA has not had a warning yet in this game, so
It will be a warning.
seeing whether they're going to spot the ball after that last run, but it's difficult to tell. Certainly move the ball into NBA's red zone.
First down.
Wow. So it's a penalty. Not forget the sideline warning. Unsportsmanlike penalty from the ref all the way to the far side of the field. So it's going to be first and goal. Father Ryan at the NBA 9-yard line. Father Ryan within 7 points. 5:33 and counting on this first down. Hand off Jackson Bird. Tries to split a couple of defenders, dives forward for a couple of yards.
6-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I'll say 3-yard gain for Birds. They spot the ball close to the NBA 6-yard line as we approach the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Solid gain there on first down from Bird. Interesting to see what Coach Tavo, the offensive coordinator, will call on second down.
2 receivers to either side on this 2nd and goal. It's going to be O'Connell keeping himself near the goal line, brought down the 2-yard line close to the 1. Seamus up the middle. Father Ryan knocking on the door.
Certainly they are, Lou. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. The Irish with a chance to tie the game.
Montrell McKnight into the game for Father Ryan. Also Felix Wilson with a larger set. 15 seconds on the play clock as the Irish look to the sideline for instruction. 4:30 and counting, fourth quarter. NBA leads 21-14, but Father Ryan has the ball 3rd and goal at the 2. Now the shotgun, O'Connell's going to keep it himself. Diving forward into the end zone. Touchdown Irish! Seamus O'Connell on the keeper. That moves Father Ryan within 1 point. 21-20. 4:19 to go. We'll see what they do. Will they kick the extra point? Will they line up to go for 2? Still a lot of time to go in this game.
And Lou, that was another perfectly executed drive. Father Ryan imposing their will once again. You didn't see a whole lot of passing plays on that drive. Seamus O'Connell, I would say, was the MVP on that drive.
Some gutsy running by that Father Ryan team. Irish line up for the extra point try. Wisnowski to tie it up. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go, fourth quarter. Your score, Father Ryan 21, NBA 21. We'll be right back on ATW Sportscast.
Father Ryan 21, NBA 21. Star Physical Therapy is proud to team up with Nashville Knee and Shoulder and Impact Sports Medicine to be the official sports medicine provider for Father Ryan Athletics. Lauren Bays and Michael Garner, your certified athletic trainers. Dr. Michael Pinotti and Dr.
4:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Father Ryan drives the ball down the field. Solid commitment to the run pays off here in the fourth quarter. Ultimately, Seamus O'Connell, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. 3rd and goal from the 2, runs it in. And the extra point from Wisnowski ties us up at 21, NBA and Father Ryan.
What a nail-biting finish here tonight, Lou. We are set, as I mentioned, for a very fun last 4 minutes.
Wisnowski, a long kickoff towards the far side. It's going to take a bounce. Will have to be fielded.
He picks it up.
Picked up at the 10-yard line. Kreider has it at the 15. And he brought down at the 20-yard line. So special teams going the way of Father Ryan on that one. It looked like Kreider was hoping the ball would bounce out of bounds. But instead, ultimately felt he had to field it. It's a live ball. Father Ryan would have been able to jump on it. So I don't fault him for that. But the Irish, defensively, in a better spot than they've been, I think, at any point after a kickoff in this game.
That's the type of luck of the Irish bounce that the Irish are getting. They just got right there. That ball was certainly going to go out of bounds, but it took an interesting sort of bounce. And the NBA will be starting deep in their own territory at their own 20.
2 receivers to the near side for NBA. Remember, their top 2 running backs out with injuries for this one. Ty Allen is going to hand it off to Harris. Brendan Harris gets stopped for maybe a 1-yard gain.
And at this point, go ahead.
No, I was going to say approaching the 4-minute mark of this fourth quarter.
And certainly, Lou, all I was going to say is what a treat we are, treated to tonight. As big a rivalry as you can get in the mid-state. Father Ryan and Montgomery Bill Academy, 2 well-known private schools here in Nashville. And, this is one of the better finishes, as I just mentioned, in the state.
McFadden and Blackwell, the 2 receivers to the near side for NBA on 2nd and 9. Under center, it's a play fake. Allen under pressure is going to be flushed, going to run with it. Past the 30, or close to the 30, depends on where they spot the ball. He needed to reach the 31-yard line, about a yard shy, according to this near side official.
It appeared to be that he fell forward to get the first down, but the refs will spot it right at the 30-yard line. Huge 3rd down for the Irish defense.
Want to keep in mind, it's where the ball is when the player's knee or whatever elbow hits the ground, so they'll say at the 30. So it's a long one for MBA, 3rd and 1. Approaching 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The game tied up at 21 here on Father Ryan's campus. Irish defense looking for a stop. MBA trying to get a fresh set of downs.
Listen to this crowd.
Crowd is making some noise here. Whistle blows. NBA uses a timeout. That's its second timeout. So they're down to just one remaining for this. And again, a key play. I understand if they didn't like the look or whatever the case was for NBA, they decided to use it. Father Ryan with 2 timeouts remaining, and this game tied up at 21. And think about it. These students, including you, Billy, never seen Father Ryan beat MBA in football. I promise you it has happened. I've been there, done that, but that was a long time ago. This Irish team, what this would mean, after the heartbreaker lost to JP2 last week, if they can pull off the victory here, and the game is tied, and don't get too ahead of ourselves, but you can hear the crowd from up here in the booth, and you only can't. They're really making some noise on this, and rightly so, in this packed house, this rivalry game. And, and Father Ryan, of course, used to be based downtown Nashville, and geographically a little closer to NBA than where it is now here on Norwood. But nevertheless, this is a rivalry that goes back decades, spans generations. Irish would sure like to get that win, that elusive win against MBA. So here we go, 3rd and 1. Ball at the NBA 30-yard line. We're tied at 21, 2:51 to go fourth quarter. Allen's going to go under center. It's going to be a handoff, enough for a first down. Brendan Harris will finally be brought down at the 37-yard line, maybe the 38.
And it looks like Montgomeryville Academy is continuing to try to run the ball. They feel confident enough in their run game with a tie ball game to basically drive down the field methodically with a run game. And typically you see teams like this try to quickly go down and lead the game with 2 minutes left, but Montgomeryville Academy is staying. They're staying with the run game.
It wasn't like they just ran behind their everything left offensive tackle Lampley. They used the right side of the line, which has had some injury issues of its own. Out of the shotgun, running back on either side on this 1st and 10. It's going to be a run. Harris to the far side. Will be taken out, looks like out of bounds at the NBA 46-yard line. About an 8-yard gain on that one.
This Irish defense, they have played very well here in this second half. This is not the time to tire down. You work as hard as you can in the off season and the summer workouts in the fall camp. It comes down to this. 2 minutes left. How committed are you? How determined are you?
2nd and 2, NBA. A keeper. Allen's going to go up the middle. He has a seam to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Montgomeryville Academy. Ty Allen has given the Big Red the lead with 1:41 to go.
Father Ryan's in fine shape. Everything is fine right now. Father Ryan still has 2 timeouts left, 1:40 to go. NBA will be up a touchdown, but all is not lost.
So NBA now leads 27-21. Going to line up for the extra point, Alex Masad. Yeah, that's a regular kicker, Masad. A little bit of a low snap. Holder got it in place, and the kick is up and good. 1:41 to go fourth quarter. NBA leads Father Ryan 28-21, but the Irish with 2 timeouts remaining and enough time to potentially move the ball down the field and get a game-tying score.
Lou, this is what it all comes down to. As I mentioned, we are under 2 minutes to play with 1:41 seconds remaining. NBA up by a touchdown. If you're Coach Rector right here, you have a lot of opportunities depending on where you get the ball. It'll be interesting to see how he starts off this drive, because you could see a trick play pop up here. You haven't seen one the entire game. You've seen the pop pass to Ruers thrown by Seamus, but in this type of situation here, you could see Coach Rector grab one of his tricks out of his bag here on this possession to win the Irish the game.
NBA will kick off from the 40-yard line, as is per usual. Masad has having the last couple of kickoffs go deep. Goes to the 5 or 10-yard line. Not quite the leg to reach the end zone, at least he's not shown it tonight. So Father Ryan, after fighting back, down 14 at that break, tied it at 14, tied it again at 21, at 21, and then NBA takes the lead on the long run from quarterback Ty Allen. A high spinning kick towards the near side we fielded at the 25-yard line. Has a hold to the 30. Finally smashed out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Matthew Zito on the return. Well, I'll say this for Father Ryan's offense. They get to the line quickly, so this won't be anything unusual for them on that end. It'll be difficult to rely too heavily on the run at this point. In fact, a minute 37 remains on the clock. Irish do have 2 timeouts, but nevertheless, you would anticipate they're going to have to be breaking out the pass here.
And yeah, I would agree, Lou. I don't think if you're Coach Rector, I don't think you need to think about getting too cute. I think you need to keep it simple with out routes toward the sideline.
Odd formation here. Receivers on either side. O'Connell's going to keep it himself running, trying to escape a tackle. It'll be brought down after maybe a 1-yard gain. Clock continues to run. Less than a minute 30 to go in this game. Father Ryan needs to get back quickly to the line. They will. The clock continues to run. We'll say a 2-yard gain for O'Connell. Ball spotted at the Father Ryan 38 for 2nd and 8. Minute 18 and counting, 4th quarter. The Irish trail by 7. O'Connell stares down a receiver. A one-hopper incomplete, intended for Wyatt Rector. At least that stops the clock, though, for the Irish. Minute 11 seconds to go in the 4th quarter.
That's a positive play. It didn't gain any yards, but it does stop the clock at a minute 11 seconds. If I'm Coach Rector, I'm happy that the clock is stopped, because if the clock's not stopped, you're starting to play with about a minute left or under a minute left. So that's not a negative play for the Irish, but you do have a 3rd down.
3rd and 8. And the Irish 38-yard line. It's a handoff. Jackson Bird up the middle. They'll get to maybe the 40, 41-yard line. Clock stopped with the Father Ryan timeout. They have 1 remaining. So the Irish hoping to catch MBA in a soft zone, but while Jackson Bird did manage to gain a few yards, not what I imagined the Irish intended on that one.
That's an interesting play call from Coach Rector, because, I mean, you have a 3rd and 8 situation. He calls his offense to go quick up to the line, as they've done the entire game. But Seamus O'Connell hands it off to Bird, and he gains 3 yards. But now you have a very intriguing play call at 4th and 5. This is the play to determine the game. This 4th and 5 situation is the ball game. If Father Ryan does not gain this first down, this game will be over. So this season is sort of hanging in the balance. Father Ryan still has plenty of games in the division to be played. They play Innsworth, Baylor, and McCallie, but Father Ryan, their goal is to win this game right now. 4th and 5. It all comes down to this.
Final out of Chattanooga. McCallie beats Innsworth 28-20. But the Irish right now worried more about 4th and 5 against the MBA. The Irish trail by 7. Minute 6 to go. Will they go with the hard count? No. O'Connell running forward. He has to get to the 46, and he won't. MBA makes the stop. And the Irish will turn over the ball on downs. So a minute 1 to go in the game. Father Ryan with only 1 timeout. So all NBA has to do is take a knee 2 or 3 times, and that will do it. And what has been an absolute thriller here at Giacosa Stadium with a rabid crowd. But that stop by NBA on 4th down seems to have all but secured the win for the Big Red. 24 in a row if they end up getting this victory, if you include the 4 playoff wins.
Well, Lou, the hearts of Irish fans have been broken once again here as they play their rival NBA as they're in the victory formation. I mean, this is just tough to handle. If you're this Irish football team, you were in the game last week, the Friday night against JP2, and now you have a chance to beat NBA, but it slips just out of your hands. Give credit to Ty Allen with that long touchdown run, about 60 yards, the game-winning touchdown. Ty Allen, I mean, he's just proving that he is a clutch quarterback, and this is very disappointing for Irish fans, but they're going to have to bounce back once again.
Irish not using their final timeout. This is just Allen taking a knee. Less than 10 seconds on the play clock. Allen takes a knee. And again, there's no purpose really for the Irish to use that last timeout, since it would just be a matter of NBA snapping the ball and taking a knee. So Montgomery Bell Academy for the second consecutive year comes into Giacosa Stadium and beats Father Ryan High School in what has been a tremendous game tonight. A lot of heart by MBA, though. I got to say this. Their top two running backs round. Michael McGuire got cheap shotted against MUS. So they came in here shorthanded. Credit to MBA for making it happen with their third and fourth string running backs. But what a heartbreaker for the Irish. Having the game tied, less than 2 minutes to go, only for it to be all for naught.
Yep, Lou, this is a very disappointing loss for Irish Nation. Once again, you're at home here at Giacosa Stadium. You're very interested in, in energizing your home fans. Father Ryan expected a win tonight. They don't get it, but they will come back next week, next Friday night against Ravenwood. It is homecoming, so that's always a big night here on Norwood.
So we're going to end this one. We're not going to know the finish of the Ravenwood-Brentwood High game, by the way. Ravenwood up 24-23 late in that one, but that's going to finish after we're done here. So heartbreaker for the Irish, but next week, remember, you got the barbecue, Passion in the Pit. That should be a lot of fun. A lot of alumni, hoping class of 95 and others to be represented here as Ravenwood comes to Father Ryan. But tonight, MBA gets the victory by the final score of 28-21 over the Irish. Billy, do you have anything else?
Not really, Lou. It's always amazing to feel this atmosphere at Giacosa Stadium, and give credit to Montgomery Bell Academy, Ty Allen MVP for the Big Red. Final score 28-21, but it was another honor calling the game with you, Lou.
Hey, I enjoyed it as well, Billy. And again, real quick, talking about homecoming next week, Ravenwood. In 2 weeks, it's at Ensworth, and then Brentwood High comes here on the 6th of October. So for Billy Derrick and everybody at Behind the Crest, the ATW Sportscast crew, I'm Lou Pickney saying so long from Father Ryan with your final score, NBA 28, Father Ryan 21.